Hello, hello.
Hello.
We return. Cappa was very lazy this time. Took him forever to get in there. You know, I think I need to shuffle you just a little bit more to the left.
Shuffle my buns. I like how Phantom's little wavy guy looks like he's pointing because I typoed the question mark. So they put a period and it looks like it's pointing at me.
You.
My model works. Phantom hasn't been here in a while.
Oh, that's true. Hey, Phantom. That's true. So we got it working with VNet, which allows for other models to get pulled in as long as they also use VNet, which, of course, I made Kappa's model as well, so of course he uses VNet, because that's my jam. And so yeah, now we can both be here. It's so much fancier.
Yeah. It's so fancy. We're the fanciest. Oh, right. This is where we are.
It's bizarre that I'm over here, not at the save point.
I like my eyes a lot. Yeah. They're actually like lava lamp irises, which are hard to see in this setting,
especially
but...
this distance. They're kind of bubbly. All right, so what exactly were we doing?
Well, weren't you gonna take them to the Dr. Tot because he's gonna give you the doohickey?
Correct. It was Dr. Tot.
Dr. Toot.
Tootsie.
Dr. Tot. Tootsie.
Yeah. Hopefully that it throws me off when I didn't load in at a save point because
like,
freaking autosave does weird ass nonsense, and I'm like, what happened?
The other fun part is that because I'm technically in Poe's ecosystem as a prop, some of the redeems impact my model as well.
That is correct.
Well, we're playing Final Fantasy IX because we haven't played it more than once, and it's been 25 years, and so we're trying to see why we don't remember it as well, why it didn't strike us as super fun when a lot of people seem to have really good experiences with it.
Correct.
So far, the main character and one of the other characters in the party, so that would be main character is Zidane. The other character, Steiner, are just super annoying.
Yeah.
And we're kind of tired of them.
Zidane especially is kind of the worst, and it really sucks. Oh.
We just started what would be the quote-unquote second disc last stream.
Yeah. And prior to this, I played through Doom 2016. That was probably within the month you missed. I did Doom, then I did Doom 2016. That didn't take me all that long. We knocked that out pretty quick. And now we're here. That's mostly what's been up. I got a new logo too. I made that over this past weekend. Well, I finished it this past weekend. New logo. I also just yesterday added another redeem for the model redeems, which was what used to be called Overclock. It changes a little bit of color and adds the, I don't know, backpack / the other version of wings, which is possibly what you were thinking of, Cappa.
I think that's probably what I was thinking of.
Now it is ! Eldritch. Or ! Like OC also works, just to catch all of it. Oh. Yeah, I did do Scobalt's bet. And then what did I been doing after I did Scobalt's bet? Let me see.
This is like our 5th this stream. You did a
let me see here. When did I do
stream with Sea Weaver? Yeah. With that park doohickey.
Okay, there's Scobalt. So yeah, it's mostly just been playing Parkitect. We've been playing Final Fantasy.
My brain wanted to say Pico Park, and I was like, that's not what that game is.
Pico.
Pico Park is something else.
Yeah,
It's one of those weird
where we're at.
Physics platforming multiplayer things that ends friendships.
Yeah. And actually I was just thinking about in this game the other day, or just earlier, really. I was thinking about
sleeping is nice.
How it's close to being better, specifically in that I feel like it would have been much better constructed if Zidane were not the main character.
Yeah.
And instead, like, I think Steiner is really close to being a really compelling storyline of the whole,
if he wasn't so annoying. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, if he wasn't annoying, if he wasn't some kind of a sort of weird, like, pseudo comic relief character that they're not really utilizing very well, and, like, he was shifted into the main character role and was, like, given more time to really be like, what does it mean to, like, have this duty, and how that conflicts with your moral, like, character and standing, and what you actually want to accomplish with your life. Like, I feel like that story arc has a lot more legs than Zidane's does.
Dagger could have easily been the main character with a little more in-depth writing for her.
Well, yes, but it was like the 2000s, so they weren't really ready.
Yeah, they weren't making ladies
like,
the main character.
They weren't really ready for a strong woman RPG character lead.
No, they were not.
Hey, Koala, how's it going? Sorry,
but that would have kept that heist bit at the beginning, but it's just you're busting out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, like it's you busting out.
Well, and I kind of also realized that I feel like one of the issues potentially, which actually ties into what I was talking about when somebody had brought up the Octopath Traveler, is I actually realized this game, I think, is also trying to, like, run too many parallel streams where they seem to, like, sort of be trying to put out, like, several main character potentials. They're like, you can relate to any of these guys' story, rather than kind of, like, focusing in on one character to, like, give enough time to really build up. Because it's just like, because we got Steiner's story, Dagger's story, Zidane's story. Vivi's story, I feel like, gets enough time, but I feel like Vivi is, like, side character energy. And, like, that works perfectly.
But, like, full-on mystery side character.
Yeah.
For sure.
But, like, Dagger, Steiner, and Zidane all kind of feel like they're vying for protagonist spot, like, and they're trying to sort of balance, like, do that balancing act, and I don't really think...
They really don't need to do that.
No, and I think the main issue is that at this time, and that the pace that RPGs tell stories in this era doesn't allow for that. Like, there's so much that they're kind of like, if you want a full storyline for any of these, fill it in with your imagination or whatever. It's like, okay, but, like, that's not ideal. And I feel like that, I think, is maybe one of the things that FF8 and 7 sort of dodged, because I feel like they focused a little more on main character of Cloud and Squall, with everybody else taking more legitimate, like, side character timelines, sure. And that worked better. Yeah. So, like, really, the only time that you start playing as anybody that's not Cloud in Final Fantasy VII is when he's, like, in a coma, and, like, it's kind of about, now what do we do without sequence. Cloud? Like, it's a whole, like, thing. Yeah. And so in this one, it's just like we're cutting back and forth, which is like playing a super long game, and I don't know if I have the time to play that super long game. Especially when they start some of the, like, two of those three characters as turbo annoying. But anyway, that's what I was thinking about. I was just like, it's close to being, like, really strong, but I feel like some relatively minor missteps sort of end up missing the mark overall. Where, like, if they had tightened it up a little bit, been a little bit more focused on the story they wanted to tell, and, like, from whose perspective, for whose major character arc rather than trying to spread it thin. It would be like, ooh, a much tighter overall experience. Anyway. Princess, thank you for coming. Welcome to my humble abode. This is your home? It's kind of an open tower. I traveled quite far in search of a sponsor for my research after I departed Alexandria. I finally found one here in Treno. Okay, it's really confusing that they seem to be using Alexandria for both the capital city and the country. Because I was under the impression that we were in Alexandria, the country, not in Alexandria, the city. So, like, it's difficult to communicate with him when he's talking about, you know, I fled Alexandria, but also now I'm here in Treno, which also I believe is in Alexandria.
I mean, we do have city names that do that, though. It's just for the sake of a story, it's a better idea not to do that.
Yes, that is correct. I feel
New
like
York, New York.
Well, that is true, yes.
But that's also
it's not helpful.
Fiction where people need to keep track of
Correct.
Stuff.
Yes. It also leads to the same sort of confusions when you're like, oh, I left New York. Oh, where did you move? New York.
New York.
Oh.
Oh,
okay.
I'm at least still in New York. Are you?
It's like, well, that hasn't helped. You have grown into a fine young woman. I am pleased to see you
at least
again.
in that case, Washington, D.C. isn't in Washington State.
True,
so
but
you can leave Washington and not still be in Washington.
D.C. is super confusing, though. Especially
really
for anybody.
It's also not a state.
Anybody from other countries
what is it?
is super confused. Also,
like,
people from other
city,
countries.
But it's in the District of Columbia, and it's like, what does that mean?
They also get very confused when you tell them that we have like dozens of cities with the same names that just happen to be in different states. Like, there are a number of town names that are just repeated a lot. It's just like, oh, okay. And other countries, they don't do that.
They're not as big, so they don't have to.
No, but I'm pretty sure people could have come up with other stuff. Anyway.
Definitely.
You have grown into a fine young woman. I'm pleased to see you again. I think I said that already. Dr. Tot, you look quite well. Ah, Master Steiner, you are escorting the princess? Yes, sir. I deeply regret my earlier actions. Still a straight arrow, aren't you? I'm sure you had your reasons, but I won't ask why. The super soft is in the box right there. Please take it. Don't mind if I do. Have you no manners? Thank the good doctor. Oh, it's quite all right, Mr. Stein. Mr. Todd, is this Gaia? Yes, it's a globe of our planet, Gaia. Well, it's...
Why has it got a hole in it?
Got a giant hole in it. I remember your lessons. You remember the ramblings of an old fool. Well, that's not confidence-inspiring. 2 phrases are commonly found in documents more than 500 years old. One is Jewel. The other is Summoner Tribe. Is this a flash? I guess it's a flashback, but what the hell am I listening to?
It sounds like the intro to Summons.
Why this? But 500 years ago, the phrases mysteriously vanished from history. The archaeologist Frederick Ashe theorized that Jewel refers to the pendant passed down to the ruler of Alexandria. But the pendant? It is much too small to be referring to the same jewel. Other research suggests a relationship between eidolons and magical stones. Dr. Tot, it's tiny child Garnet. Ah, princess. Were you reading big books again? Haha, I've already read every book in this library. That's a lot of books. But I think better when I'm surrounded by old books. Really, I don't like books. You are a person of dignity. It is imperative that you study hard. I know. Oh, but I was quite taken by that book you gave me. What was it called? It was What? I want to be your
I was gonna
goddamn canary.
I was gonna say, I bet it's the canary one.
Freaking canary shit. Oh yeah, that's the one. So there's a book I like after all. My. What's this, Dr. Tot? That is a globe of Gaia. It's a model of our planet. A Gaia globe. Never knew our castle was shaped like a sphere. Ha! We live on the surface, princess. Ah, yes, the stars. They inspired the theories relating stones and eidolons. You have walked off stage.
What is happening?
That is why. Oh, I'm sorry. I was lost in thought again. It's okay. Where's my room on this globe? Your lessons are bad.
Yeah,
Dr.
seriously.
Tot. That seems like some basic shit. Oh, your room is much too small to point out on this globe. What about the castle? That I can do. Oh, and Uncle Sid, how long has it been? 8 years? Oh, I guess he just lives in the globe, I guess. Time passes quickly, but I haven't changed. I continue to collect and research
She's
these
16
items.
and that was 8 years ago. That means that was 8-year-old her, and she doesn't know the difference between the world and a castle. I just
Seemingly.
want to be clear
Yep.
that is too old for that.
That's always my biggest issue with games and maybe even manga sometimes. It's just like ages always just seem to be randomly selected because they're just like, it's young enough, I bet. Like
and
that's
doesn't hang together well.
It's
Yeah.
like, what? Have you met an
that timeline is
8-year-old?
weird.
Like, what are you talking about? And then they reach 16 and suddenly they're talking about, like my days in the war or whatever. And you're like, what?
What do you mean?
It's like Zidane's 16 talking about, oh yeah, when I used to live in this other city, I always did that. I was like, you were 12, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
You just lived there.
You're like,
That
come
was
on.
Yesterday.
It's just bizarre. Where did you find this globe? It's an antique. It's a shitty antique. It's broken, as you can see, but I use it as an observation deck. Ironic, isn't it? Looking up at the sky from inside a globe. Sure is. Princess, I don't mean to meddle in your affairs, but I am on your side now and forever. Please tell me if there's anything I can do. Ah, Dr. Tot. Yeah, there's always the freaking 8-age-old 90-something. Like, it's this ridiculous degree of inconsistency that makes it just, like, so hard to...
It's just not realistic, yeah.
It's just like, okay, whatever. Well, and the main thing that
makes stretching look real weird.
That I find annoying about that sort of thing of, like, the... like person who looks 12 but is 500 years old is its wild overuse and just like it's always largely irrelevant to anything meaningful in a story. Like that sort of thing is
never played correctly.
Yeah, it's just
because if you were actually an adult that old who still had the body of a child, you would be messed up.
Yeah, and it's just like
that's hard.
All of that sort of stuff is just kind of annoying because it gets used and it's just this sort of stupid trope to toss around to be cutesy or whatever. Or yeah, it's just like, can we like consider the ramifications of like literally anything we're trying to put forward? Like at all?
Dagger and Steiner ran into Marcus from the theater troupe at the beginning on their way to the castle to talk to the queen, and discovered that he and the leader of the theater troupe are trying to find an item called Super Soft to save their petrified friend over in the petrified forest. Blank. Yep.
Blank.
And so this has been a like exercise now in trying to find some to steal, and it just so happened that the person who had access to it, who could get it for them, is Dagger's old tutor, who she recognized and just basically asked for it.
It's like, hey, do you got any super soft?
Mid heist, yeah.
He's like, yes.
I like the blue and purple one myself. I think that's a good version of my model. Honestly, a lot of these are really good.
Yeah, the gradient really works quite well.
Yeah, my gradient is really nice because I'm a red to yellow gradient, so any gradient
looks
nice. Yeah.
Well,
but
and that's like with
probably mostly what you missed.
That's like with mine, since I'm at 3 symmetrical points around the color wheel. You can just rotate it wherever you want, and it's fine. Yeah, the other thing was that Zidane's group went over to Burmecia, which had been attacked. And that was attacked by what we found out, and what we had assumed was the Queen of Alexandria.
Twink.
We had assumed that was what was happening. And so we went, and we didn't really save any. We saved like 4 people. The king was already gone and bailed to somewhere else.
The desert.
Some
country.
Kingdom of Illusion or whatever.
It's been mostly inaccessible for decades, if not centuries.
Yeah, so the enemies right now are trying to get there to take out the king
through the impenetrable sandstorm.
Yeah, so that's what the enemies are doing behind the scenes right now, trying to get there, get the king, take out that whole mysterious stuff. Zidane, Vivi, and Freya
we were also introduced. Off doing that, following that down.
Pursuing that.
We were also introduced to a heretofore unknown bad guy who seems to currently be working with the queen, although he holds her in contempt in private. And I don't know what his name is, but we call him Danger Twink.
Yeah, I think they did mention it's like Kuja. Yeah. But yeah, Danger Twink also works because he's fabulous.
He was here in this town and saw Dagger running around, recognized her, and said some creepy things.
Yeah, I don't know, something menacing and stuff.
Said some menacing things. Yeah, the old-timey JRPG, like, quote-unquote foreign names are always pretty wild.
Yeah.
They're just like, what? That's not a name. What do you mean?
I especially am fond of blank as a name, just because it's blank. Like, insert name here. Cool. Got it. Anyway, so that's what shook out. And so Dagger had gone off the other way.
Yeah.
To go to the queen.
So yeah, we're
to like be like, hey, why are you doing this?
To the queen
if you are
to
doing
get the
this,
super soft. Yeah.
And then we got
Dagger's pretty sure the queen is doing this. She's not really questioning that.
Steiner is like
in denial.
No,
real hard.
Never
denial.
do that. And
yeah, he's
just
just
like, shut up, Steiner.
Living in the river in Egypt, basically.
That's what's up. I see. So the queen's forces have already grown quite powerful. Okay, then. It may be dangerous, but I shall see to it that you reach Alexandria. How? I had an old transportation device remodeled in the case of such an emergency. Of course.
I didn't even know that technology was an option.
Right?
What do you mean?
Have I played XCOM Declassified? I have played a couple XCOMs. I don't know if I played specifically Declassified. One of my friends actually was just mentioning when I was playing board games with him Monday that he had just started playing XCOM. And the first thing I commented about is how I have never had as much like frustration with a 97% chance to hit as I have in that game. Never before has 97% chance felt so shitty. It's infuriating. You're just like, oh yeah, just Don't worry, it's just like a little 3% chance to miss. Miss. And it's just like, why? It's enraging. And what's baffling is that is a common experience. Like, everybody's like, I think this percentage is horse shit. Everybody. Nobody feels like it is actually 97%. It's like, if it's 97%, why do I miss like 1 out of 5 times? What is up with that? Like, just, it's shenanigans. Anyway, transportation devices. This way, please. We can finally return to Alexandria. I'm coming with you. What? Why?
Thanks, Marcus.
I can reach blank more easily from Alexandria. Yeah, come with us, Marcus. Okay, Steiner? What? It's not okay, Steiner. It's... And that's fine,
Come on,
Steiner.
and that's it.
Like... Well, and that's the other part that really feels bad about it, is because, like, that 95 or 97% or whatever is, like, the highest chance to hit. It doesn't matter what better, extenuating, like, you just literally have the gun pressed up against the enemy, and it's like, you're still missing. It's like, come on, man. So, like... I believe overall I enjoyed playing the XCOM games, but the lasting experience that, like, looking back is what I remember is just being angry about horse shit percentages. So it's like, well, here we are. It's great. Let's go save Blank and restore my mother to her former self.
Gargan-Roo!
This is Gargan-Roo, an ancient travel route between Treno and Alexandria. How was this thing built under a tower?
Oh, okay, so when you said transportation, you didn't mean
was
like
in
a
use long before
transporter.
even the invention of airships. The towers was built on top of the disused tunnel. Yeah, that's not at all what he said.
That's
apparently
not
is what he meant.
I thought he meant. No.
But it looks fairly new. I convinced Mr. Bishop to keep this place intact. I haven't used it since it was remodeled, mind you. We must first activate the tunnel connection sequence and call the Gargantine inside. Oh, right.
Okay, what?
It uses
Oh, is it like a giant
creature.
worm or something?
Let's see. Where was the sequence trigger? So all you
How
we
has
have to
there
do is
just
find
been
the
a
sequence
dude
trigger?
in here?
Princess, let us find.
Do you feed it?
A good question.
This makes no sense.
Oh, a mail. Well, I don't have mail for you, bro.
Aw, sad. Were you supposed to have mail?
I don't know. He wants mail.
Well, rip to that guy. Unless we come back through here at some point.
Yeah, who knows? Oh no, my headset's dying.
Oh no.
Oh no, I forgot that I didn't swap it last night. All right, hold on. I'm going to swap my headset real quick.
Oh no. I'm gonna keep knitting. I tried to have my camera somewhere where I would not look like I was sleeping when I was looking at the knitting, and it's still a problem. Alas. But if anyone cares, yesterday, or no, the last stream, no, it was yesterday, I got to start on the second chart, which has the face of the cat on the sweater on it. And I'm excited because it's so cute. So, be excited for me. This pattern is fun because it's like a sweater and it can have short sleeves or long sleeves. And it's like a dark color. And then there's a silhouette of like a cartoon shaped cat on it. And the cat is like tilting its head across the sweater, like the front of it from the side. And the pattern name is Curiosity. And I think that's cute.
I return.
Welcome back.
I just gotta put my hands back on.
Put your hands on your head. Do 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 do. Wow, wow. Yes, I think so. Did I show you the picture of the pattern, or did I just show you the one that I was knitting?
I think you just
can't
showed
remember.
progress on it.
The progress, yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it's that one.
The mod that has made this widescreen has confused the effects on this screen. 'Cause, like,
It has a little bit.
The
Yeah,
fog
look at
does
that.
not know where it's supposed to be.
That's funny. But I picked a yarn that was, where's the list of things? It has nylon, cotton, silk, linen, and acrylic in it. So it's as tough as possible, but it's like soft and lightweight and has as much natural fiber in it as I could find. So it's like a summer weight sweater, which is exciting.
This is where we call the Gargant side. What do you mean? Garganroo Treno Station is shaped like a circle. When you pull on that lever, Gargant circles around the station continuously. I don't understand what you're saying.
I don't either. That was like, what?
Better to show than tell. Princess, will you pull on that lever over there? What is it?
Oh, it crawls along the ceiling. I thought it was a worm, but it's like a scorpion situation.
Oh, Gargant. Gargantuan ant. Gargant.
Oh, of course.
What's that? Ah, perfect timing. That is the Gargant, a giant insect that pulls this trolley. Next,
How do
we
they...
must halt the Gargant.
Do you feed it? Like what?
I mean, well, he probably just hangs out in the tunnel.
Oh, does that say food or feed or something?
Feed, yeah. Yes, that's the one. The Gargant should stop when you pull on the lever. Crank.
That's surprisingly legible for... Which I guess makes sense.
I got you this. Please hurry to resume once it's finished eating. Are you sure it won't keep
Yeah, right? Like,
going
feels
around
bad.
in circles? It won't. I will reverse the connection sequence and let the Gargant out of the station. Please
Oh,
get
it
to the
keeps
princess
going in
nest,
circles
Steiner.
in the station.
Of course. The princess is bright, but she is still young and naive. I am concerned about her safety. What kind of a person is Dagger? That doesn't make any sense. She shouldn't be that naive. I don't know. Bright but naive is just a character that I just don't think is that interesting, and it's so overused.
No.
Because, like, I don't... How bright can you really be if you didn't learn anything about the world at all, right? Like, even a little bit? Yeah. Like, is that
it's
really
unreasonable
bright?
that she doesn't know some of the things she knows as a woman who is going to inherit a queendom. Like, if
yeah, I guess
no
as a
sense at
princess.
her age.
A regular person could be bright and naive, but like...
She should have had specific schooling to make her less
from
naive.
Dr. Tot. This is your fault, Dr. Tot. This is your fault that she doesn't know the planet is round and castles aren't planets. This is you. Your fault. You're a failure of a tutor. Like, case in point, like, how? How was he tutoring her and she didn't know the system of transportation used by the country prior to airships was Gargants? How do you not know that when you're supposed to be the queen someday?
Yeah.
What are you teaching her?
Yeah.
Like, and
Hello?
clearly it was in recent enough use and important enough that you managed to convince
that Gargant still exists.
Somebody in this city,
the tunnels.
yeah, that it was important enough to refurbish, because who knows why it might be irrelevant, but like,
you know what to feed them.
And it just, like, how does she not even know what a Gargant is? Like, what Gargant? What is that? Like, is this
Surely
the only
people
one in
recognize,
existence?
Like, that's a really big ant. Surely people know.
Yeah, like, that's what I mean. Is like, is this literally
unusual.
the Gargant? Not a Gargant, the Gargant. And so if, like, you don't know about this transportation system, you just don't know that it exists. But, like, it's like,
I don't know.
It's like not knowing what a horse is the first time you see a horse in a carriage. It's like, yeah, we don't really use horse and carriages anymore, but like, you could pretty quick be like, yeah, it's like, come on now. Like, you can piece it together pretty quick, and they're not in line to be the queen of the freaking queendom. It's freaking crazy, Dagger. And her just lack of knowledge.
Make no sense.
And the thing is, I could accept a character, and honestly, I think it might be very interesting to have a character that was that brainless. But they then try to turn around and depict Dagger as bright, headstrong, smart, and it's like,
the heir to the throne.
What way? Like, I think Dagger could have been really interesting and maybe a better comedic foil than freaking Steiner. We can make Steiner the main character, who's like all about you know, his duty and the tension of like, I want to serve this queen, but she's becoming bad. And then Dagger, the brainless, like, goober princess that doesn't even know what horses are. Like, I think that would be pretty funny dynamic. Myself, but just don't describe her as bright and like everybody's happy she's in line for the throne, because it's like she doesn't even know what horses are. So like, wow, she's real dumb. And I think that could be amusing. I don't think it would be as amusing as like her being the main character and a more strong character, but like, I just want some consistency.
It would make more sense.
Like, yeah. Can I have but a crumb of consistency? Please. Just a crumb.
Any logical behavior or reaction from any of these characters, please.
But a crumb, but a barest smear of consistency. Just a little bit. A hint. Nay, you can have none. I am but a humble knight, and I cannot exceed my authority until I'm lecturing the princess.
All the time.
Consistency. Please, consistency. Like, none of the characters.
Did not like that yell.
Well, yeah, Discord hates that.
I didn't get any of that. You peeked all the way out.
It's so frustrating. Because Steiner has just revealed his inconsistency the same way. Where he just harasses Dagger all the time. Like, bro, Captain cannot exceed my authority, my ass. Holy shit. Is that an honest answer? May endanger the princess. Keep telling yourself that. I shall take note of your counsel.
Sure.
Fare you well, princess. Take care, Dr. Todd. Also, someone who is bright might think to ask, how do we stop the Gargant when we get to the other side?
Boy, I sure would want to know.
Like, we had a
that
whole
would absolutely
thing
come up
that we had to like get it to stop to get on. How do we get off when we get there? How do we know when we
take to get there?
I have
Is it gonna be weird?
Questions. Has anybody checked for like cave-ins lately? Do we know?
Yeah, like how do we? You
Are we
refurbish this part of the tunnel, but like, is it refurbished all the way?
I have doubts about this endeavor.
I have so many questions.
I must hurry. It's just like off we go. I just pulled the
on a
lever.
Sweatshirt.
Be safe, princess. I don't understand how that mechanism works.
Nope.
I do. Finally. We can reach Alexandria now. You can't even see Treno anymore.
I feel like that trip would not be that smooth.
How long it's going to take. Honestly, a six-legged critter?
I'm just looking at the animation.
Oh,
like the wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly, wibbly wobbly, and then the stability of the like.
I think in all reality, he would actually be a lot less wibbly wobbly. Like I've seen ants move; they just kind of like me, like a freaking.
Well, and if he was that wibbly wobbly, there would be some type of like suspension situation.
Yeah, you'd think. And maybe it's just covered by the speech bubble. Maybe there's a suspension system in there.
Maybe.
Never dreamed of going home in a vehicle like this. I don't know. Maybe you should learn history.
Oh no.
Have you botched a...
I have not botched it, but I have found in this...
Dr. Top remains a unique
yarn ball. Occasionally, as you go through a ball of yarn, if it snapped at some point during the process... I think I found a freaking cave in,
which I was...
They will tie the two ends together, and as you go along, you will suddenly find a knot in your... And I have just found a knot. And I, of course, don't have scissors at my desk.
What's wrong?
Because I'm just going to cut it out.
Hesitating.
Maybe it's not a cave-in, but a bigger, scary
Yeah, maybe it's a
monster.
horrible monster. That feels correct. Apparently, we're just not that far off the ground.
I did not realize that.
It's a scuba snake?
It's a kitten worm.
Or that.
Or a hamster worm. It looks like a hamster worm.
Yeah. With weird shell cheeks? I don't know.
Gas mask face?
Yeah. Could this be the reason? I
would guess
I think that's pretty safe assumption.
All right, well, Model's gonna go to sleep while I go grab some scissors.
I should have maybe leveled up some more. Still haven't been able to freaking change the old equipment. Oh, that's a pretty good amount of damage. I don't love that. Why is that noise so loud? Whew. I don't like that name. Okay, that wasn't that bad. It was Devil's Kiss of an attack. Oh, I should remember to steal. I forgot Marcus can steal. Steal me the good stuff, Marcus. Bring it on home.
Marcus is such a more satisfying... Oh, putting my skin back on.
Nice job, Steiner. Dodging it up. Ooh, a mithril fork.
It looked like I fell out of the sky into my model there. Marcus is so much more pleasant to wander around with than Zidane.
Truly. In large part just because he shuts up.
Mm-hmm. He just does stuff. He's not creepy.
That's a big boost as well.
We like that.
Damage is the difference between your max HP and current. Ah, Marcus!
Did he steal anything before he died?
He did.
Nice.
You got a mithril fork and a bone wrist.
Are those things we already had?
The mithril fork, I think we did. The bone wrist, we did not.
Nice.
That is not what I told you to do, you skank. I definitely told you to heal everybody. You absolute dumbass. God damn it, dagger. freaking have one job. Marcus isn't important enough to get a trance bar, though. Just on his own. This game is pretty cool already. It had a definite uptick last stream when we were playing.
Yes.
Prior to that, I was more annoyed than having a good time. But I felt last time, sort of combat, I had enough time to like actually get some levels in combat, and it was becoming like an actual game more than anything else. Escape? How dare you? And I wasn't spending all of my time listening to Zidane freaking harass girls. So that was a real uptick in my attitude. Yeah, we're finally here. I think the Gargant is tired too. I gotta stop it from wandering around apparently, because that's just what they do. Also, he's got a big heavy backpack, so he can't really stop. I never knew such a place existed in Alexandria. Where are we? Let's keep moving. Nice of the Gargant to just, like, stop naturally this time for some reason, which he didn't do before. Is this really Alexandria? Well, it must be. How do we get out? Well, this way. Princess, let us make haste. Wait, Steiner. I know this place. Dr. Tot told me about this place. Oh, did he? Didn't bring up the Gargant, huh? Selective listening over here. My ancestors built this place to keep enemies from invading. Dr. Todd also said, Princess, we can hear your stories later. Steiner! Shut up!
It could be relevant.
One, it could be relevant, and two, don't interrupt the princess! Like, what freaking authority, dumbass? The stale air cannot be good for us. That's your complaint, huh? The air is stale. Hey, we gotta save Blank. He's not going anywhere. Like,
true.
We'll get there. All right, we need to hurry. Let's go, Steiner.
What the?
I blame Steiner. Dude, why do you always blame whoever is with you? Steiner, he's just been in the party the whole time. You, what kind of trick is this? Didn't do anything, don't blame me. Really didn't do anything? Like, yeah.
Why would he have?
Why? How? How? Why? Who? Like, come on. Shut up, Steiner. You don't believe me. Look, we missed our chance to escape. Gah!
It's true, because Steiner's an idiot.
They fell for it.
Fell for it, they did.
There you go.
I was on it this time.
Zorn, Thorn. I am Steiner, captain of the Knights of Pluto. I have returned. Let us out at once.
Too bad it is.
You're all under arrest. Zorn? Thorn. I've returned to Alexandria to speak with my mother. Take me to my mother. Yes, we will take you to see Queen Braun, whether you like it or not.
Capture Princess Garnet, Queen Braun said. Ordered us, she did.
Lies, what? What's going on?
Well, see,
this is
she's
mildly
evil.
Predictable. Can you stand, Freya? It's nothing.
Turn
Take
the
it
rain
easy,
on.
okay? Oh, yeah. Rain time. Ha. How about you, Vivi? Yeah, I'm alright. What now, people? Said they were going to Clara. We have no choice. We must go to Clara, too. I knew you'd say that. You coming, Vivi? You think we'll learn more about those black mages if we go to Clara? Yeah, I'd say we'll learn a lot about them as long as we follow Braun and that Kuja guy. Then I'm with you. Clara? Sound yummy. I'd go with you.
Yeah, that
And what
red
about the
clown
princess?
guy
Dagger.
has
Never forget about
Yoda
her.
inflection.
Well, and actually, you know, now that I think about it, that makes me curious as to what trait he's depicting in Japanese, which leads them to translate it that way, you know? Because I don't think...
I'm curious now, too.
I don't know what that's getting interpreted from.
Yeah,
I don't think,
why did
like-
they localize it? What are they localizing to that?
Yeah, because like I don't think reordering like that is really something in Japanese language all that much. Because they're a little more like controlled in the order of things in a lot of cases. I wonder if he's just adding a weird like sentence ender or something. I don't know. Interesting. She might not be here in Burmecia, but I know we'll find her soon. Well, let's move out. Some say it lies in the desert west of Burmecia, but I know not whether we can enter the town itself. Brighten up a little. We'll figure it out when we get there. Oh, Dagger. Where could you be? It's true. We're no longer in the rain town. Cease. Oh, I did have a bone wrist. I think I just bought a bone wrist, so now I have two, which I guess works out considering we were just talking about how I usually have
We're
two
just
of
in
things to
two
freaking
parties. Yeah.
break stuff. Or not break stuff, but make it into other stuff. Fendenia.
I am off work tomorrow.
Ah, yes. For me, it is but
Very exciting.
Friday, which is still nice.
Mhm.
Not quite as nice.
You did take Tuesday and Wednesday off.
I did, so I don't have too much to complain about.
No.
Oh, I didn't have a mithril fork. I had a needle fork. Now I have a mithril fork.
Oh. Excellent. Oh, can you just get, is the...
Shared
is
inventory.
It a shared? Ah,
Sure
thank
is.
you for understanding what I was trying to ask. My brain was just stuttering. HP plus 10%. That'll be nice.
Yeah. I feel like
I forgot
level up.
that aspect of this.
Yeah, which is not something I'm super crazy about as
Hmm.
sort of like methods of doing skills and stuff, as we've sort of talked about before. I don't love that whole like babysitting what equipment I'm using so that I
No, I
am
don't mind the
learning
point
everything.
system so much, but having
Yeah,
to
like, this
learn
is
this
fine.
stuff is annoying. Yeah.
but just having to freaking keep the
It's just
equipment
like
on.
a vertical. What is that?
Progression.
I had the name in my head.
Main thing
Skill
is
map, skill
yeah.
tree, vertical skill tree. Okay.
the main thing for me is that it's just like a meaningless sort of restriction on what equipment you're using, because you'll get better equipment and then you can't
adds an
switch.
extra step in a way that makes it not fun.
It's
Like,
like
it's like a useless complication. That's just irritating.
just delays your ability to switch weapons or any
Yeah.
equipment because like, well, I'm still learning that. And
Like if you wanted people to be excited about finding a weapon because it has a skill attached, maybe it's a skill that you only have if you use that weapon, and then you have to synthesize it to new weapons to maintain it. Like that would be one thing, but having to learn it is
yeah, and especially
that is
because
a wild looking sandstorm.
Yeah. Well, and especially because if you were to like stop and do enough fighting to ensure that you have learned everything, you'd be way over leveled. Like
Yeah, they didn't balance the skill tree against the leveling.
Because like I feel like an appropriate level right now to be doing things. Damn, Queen of going crazy with that fork. And like I'm way behind on my equipment.
Oops.
I guess I should try to go to Clara. Clara's trunk.
No, this is right. This is right. Okay.
The tempest subsides.
Why?
My gods. Come on, let's go while we can.
That's what I'm a little confused about, because they were like, how are we going to get through the dust storm? Blah, blah, blah,
Let us
blah.
press on.
But
Let's
it's like,
hurry.
clearly
Let's
the
find
king
yummy
went.
yummy.
How did he know how to get through the dust storm?
Yeah, like somebody, there's got to be a way.
Like, why would you go that direction if you didn't think you could get through the dust storm? I just am confused about it.
I don't know,
Tree.
it's just like straight up chilling now.
That's a cool tree. I kind of just assumed the dust storm was in a ring around the country. But maybe
It's
that was...
Probably bad that it stopped, to be fair.
Did it fully stop, or did we just make it
Seems
through?
like it.
That's probably bad. Is that a chest?
What's this? Pull over. Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
I don't know. That sounds like a dust storm, or at
Yeah,
least
maybe
wind.
it's still go. Maybe it is. Maybe it was just the calm inside the storm. But also, why did the storm like chill? Plenty
Yeah, I'm
for us to
confused
get
about
through.
the consistency of this seemingly decades to centuries long storm. Like, what is happening?
Wow, look at that freaking hidden chest. Magician shoes just tucked away there. They are
Good
hiding that
job.
shit from me.
Good job.
Nice +2 to magic, thank you. I assume that this will swallow me. Shockingly, it does not. It does nothing. Okay, I was expecting to be able to like fall into another area from that.
Well,
Okay, which is the real way? I also don't know if there are fights here or not.
okay.
I assume the sand.
Oh, I bet we're gonna raise and lower the sand
Yep.
level. Yeah.
I've played video games before.
Uh-huh. Legend of Zelda.
Well, it's those sorts of things that always make me sort of think about whether it's good or bad to have like predictable tropes like that, you know? Because it's like
Yeah, you want it predictable enough that people can like figure it out as a puzzle, but like
there's so many
Yeah.
places you
I
can
think it
immediately
depends-
walk into in a game and be like,
well, I think
I
it
see.
depends on if the goal of the game is to have you solve a puzzle or just see cool stuff, you know?
I mean, that's fair.
Because like with Zelda, you're solving a puzzle. With this, it's just cool stuff. It's just scenery. Controlling the order of your
I have a
access
thing for
to
you,
stuff.
Monev. Thanks for delivering the mail from Atla. From Atla to Monev. Kupo, strange people came into town and destroyed the entire place. What the heck is going on, Kupo? I don't want to see any more pointy hats. Monev should be careful too. Maybe you should move elsewhere. These are
I don't know, it's
terrible in
pretty
Burmecia,
emo-
Kupo. Are we gonna be okay, Kupo?
I have flesh to feast upon. I feel like this dude's pretty remote. He's probably fine.
I would imagine so. Also, nobody seems to cause problems for Moogles. Like
No,
they are like the
they
permanent.
everybody's friends.
What the heck?
Oh, angry Sand Golem.
Also,
I was right!
core apparently.
It is a sand golem.
Oh, they counter when you attack the core. Oh, Queen is super dead. Queen is not dead.
Queen is alive. Okay, Queen.
I wonder if you have a better chance to eat when you're freaking out like this. Oh, I forgot these guys don't have any healers.
Feel.
I stole eye drops.
Okay, that's alarming.
I love that for me, I guess.
Feels like we'll be getting blinded, which as I should have expected.
Ow, you even
given
counter
the
a
setting.
magic attack? That's rude. No can eat. Okay, well, now we know. Should I be attacking the sand golem or the core? Oh, Queen is dead.
Bye, Queena.
Ow. Well, alright. At least you used it on somebody that could get benefit from it.
Oh, is somebody confused?
No, it's just
Oh.
I had Zidane trying to heal Queena with an item.
Oh, of
and
course.
Then,
Yeah, of course. And then Queena dropped.
Yup. Use This is in fact I think the last time we want to be using pocket sand. This guy is exclusively pocket sand, actually. Also, that sound effect is funny.
It really is. Boop, 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 boop.
Why do you just do this to me? You dead? He's dead. Honestly, the thing is that this game sucks without a healer. Like, that's the one thing that I'd say about it. It freaking sucks without a healer. And
yeah, and then they split the healer from your party.
they're just like, oh yeah.
Pretty friggin' rude.
I like how they replace the thief in the other party, but not the healer in this one.
The healer.
It's like,
yeah,
bro, I don't give a shit if I can steal. I need a healer.
I want to not die.
Like, what are you
That'd be
doing to me,
great.
man?
Especially because high potions are so scarce.
Yeah, can't find them
Like,
for shit.
Why so rude?
And tints suck ass.
Yeah. Come on, man.
Absolute shenanigans. You know, I did forget that.
To look for that in the...
Well, no, Vivi, I forgot that Vivi has Blizzara, which would probably be more effective than
Oh, yeah.
just attacking, because he was really wrecking face with that. I might run around here a little bit to try to get a couple levels to smooth this
as well.
whole thing out. It's just going to be these assholes. Front to
I
back.
hate these guys.
Front to
If
back
we can at least
sand
keep
jerks.
people alive so they can get experience, that would be nice.
Nope, attacking the sand does shit damage. But I feel like I have to do that because...
That's such a goofy noise.
it's the goofiest.
I like that Queena is like,
Okay, there we go.
Rock'em, what is that? Weeble Wobble.
Weebles, yeah, Weebles wobble,
Yeah.
but they don't
Weebles
fall
wobble,
down.
but they don't fall down. Does that even predate us? Is that a super old reference now? Or were those the things when we were
probably.
kids? Alright.
Well, you know, I actually kind of wonder. Maybe fire is better. Freaking counterattacking horse shit. Like, he was down for 2 goddamn seconds. He just pops up in time for all of the attacks that I had already queued. It's fine. Vivi just tears his face off. Thanks, Blizzara.
Blizzara. Vivi is just our sweet angel baby.
Our sweet angel murderous baby. Also, this guy drops a high potion. Seemingly
Yes!
each time. So, you know,
That's great. We love that. This yarn is very splitty, which is rough when I'm looking at a screen and not my hands consistently. Turn it to glass.
Hello. There it is. Could
It's
it
funny
not
when
be
I
a
scroll the
sand
chart
column?
far enough over, it looks like a cat
No.
is looking out at me from the chart, and it's really cute. So just nothing else but sand golems here.
Maybe. All right.
Sad.
So I think.
Do I want cereal? I haven't had dinner because I wasn't hungry. I'm trying to fix my hair, and it makes my hand tracking look wild.
Gotcha. There it is. Yeah, it takes forever to do that animation. Wasted an attack from Zidane. Freight's taking her sweet ass time. It's fine.
Oh, what's your favorite cereal?
My favorite cereal. I actually like quite a few cereals. I think my favorite sort of like general use cereal is probably Honey Nut Cheerios. Because it's like, it's
Cheerios
sweet,
are good.
but not like crazy sweet. It's something that you don't really have to worry about, like, what you'd been eating that day. It's like, did I have too much sugar today? Or it's just like, it's a good, like, whenever you feel like having cereal. Because just like, it's not boring.
I feel the same way about Frosted Mini Wheats.
Yeah, another one that I do like is Cinnamon Life. Cinnamon Life is another good one.
That's a good one.
Once you get to the more indulgent stuff, I like
Rice Chex, but only if I sprinkle sugar on them.
Sure.
And at that point, it's like, I put sugar on these.
It's also just, you know, that much extra work. It's
Yeah.
like now you're doctoring the cereal.
Yeah.
Once you get to the more indulgent stuff, I really like Apple Jacks. And I really
I
like
haven't had those in forever.
I really like Cap'n Crunch, despite the Cap'n Crunch mouth. Hey, look, it's not a
Yes,
sand
why
jack.
is that?
I honestly do not know.
It's so wild.
But everybody has the experience, so it's like, wait a
so
second.
weird.
Oh, I could use this. She has an ability to apply regen to everybody.
That's pretty dope.
Okay, so
I
that's
like
something.
peanut butter Cap'n Crunch.
Mmm.
If we're doing Cap'n Crunch, it's pretty good. If we're doing like sugary and indulgent, I do like Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms is pretty
I
good.
enjoy
And
the
quite frankly,
marshmallows.
Lucky Charms is not actually that like tremendously sugary. Just because the cereal part of it is so light.
It's basically like a cheap Cheerio.
Yeah, it's so light. It's you're just eating some cereal or some marshmallows, and like it's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Damn it.
That does kind of make me want Lucky Charms, which I don't have.
Tragic. All I've got in the house right now is the cinnamon life.
I do like Cinnamon Life. I used to like Honey Bunches of Oats. I haven't had that in ages though. I don't know if it's still good.
I like the. Is it Honey Bunches of Oats? No,
Was it
it's
Honey
not. Another one that I like that is like shockingly sugary that nobody thinks is as sugary as it is the Raisin Bran clusters.
Oh, no.
Specifically.
Oh, I don't
Like Raisin Bran's not too bad,
Lucky Charms makes
but
you
the Raisin
sick.
Bran
That's sad.
clusters.
You know the cereal that I miss. I don't think they make it anymore. I love cinnamon cereal.
The only
It's
go ahead.
Rice Krispie Treat cereal.
Mm-hmm.
That was so good.
It was very good.
Honestly, if I make Rice Krispie treats now, I typically eat it as cereal. I'll pull it up, put it in a bowl, pour milk on it. Because I like it so much.
Oh, damn, I cook it. The one thing that about Cinnamon Life that is less than ideal is that it gets soggy quick. Life cereal in general does not hold up very long. Which is a shame.
Rice Krispie treats? Cereal?
Well, it might be a matter of naming, because Rice Krispies we still have, but it used to be that you could get Rice Krispies treats cereal, which was like pre-marshmallowed together. Although it probably wasn't marshmallows that they used. It was like pre-sugar stuck together into like clusters of Rice Krispies fused together with sugar.
They took quote-unquote Rice Krispie treats, broke them into clusters, put them in a cereal box.
Yeah, it was like frosted Rice Krispies,
but drier.
Really
it's drier than in like actually a Rice Krispie treat that you would make at home.
Yeah,
man, they were good. It was such a good cereal. Do they still make Kix?
I think so.
I used to enjoy eating Kix.
They're pretty.
I had strawberry frosted mini wheats earlier. Like not today, but earlier this week. And those are pretty good. I like Rice Krispie too.
You know, on the subject of fancy cereals of non-fancy, like fancy versions of non-fancy cereals, Cheerios is trying way too hard. I don't know if you've gone to the freaking Cheerios section of the cereal aisle, but like, and most of them aren't
peanut butter
good.
Cheerios
Like,
occasionally. They're pretty good.
They have way too many, and most of them are not that good. I had like a strawberry chocolate ones a bit ago, and they were not very good.
That's a lot. Their peanut butter ones are pretty good, but they don't always have those. I honestly don't mind a regular Cheerio.
Like I like the classics. The Honey Nut Cheerios.
Honey Nut Cheerio,
Frosted Cheerios is good.
Frosted Cheerio, good. Peanut butter Cheerio, if you can find, is pretty good.
Yeah, it's just like the old standbys. We don't need to go crazy.
The other cereals that I miss, they used to have, I don't even know what brand it was, but essentially it was a mini wheat.
I always think the plain old Cheerio
like,
is a little too plain for my taste.
Jam inside. So instead of like a frosted mini wheat, it was like a mini wheat with fruit filling, basically, like a Fig Newton, but like strawberry or blueberry or something. Those were so good, and I don't think they make them anymore. I like the plain old Cheerio. Similar to like a rice check, though, I'll usually sprinkle a little sugar in it. Yeah, those was a good. It was like fruit on the inside or some weird name, but it was good.
Come
the
on,
texture
Queen,
was
eat him.
also very good.
Eat him. Eat his ass.
I also put bran buds in my mini wheat cereal, and I know that sounds like I'm an old person, but it's actually, they taste kind of nice.
Can't eat. Never mind.
It would be very gritty between Queen's teeth.
Yeah, well, you know.
Just chewing on sand.
He's eating everything out here.
I'm trying to think if there's any fun cereal when I was living in the city that I could get there that I can't really get here anymore. I think there's gotta be. I just can't think of one that I got on the regular.
Honestly, the main thing that sort of like dictates what kind of cereals I get is just what's available at Costco, because like cereal's expensive. Like
I'm thinking about Frosted Cheerios now though, and I'm like, those sound amazing.
Freaking cereal got expensive.
Yeah, everything got
It's
heinous.
just unreasonable.
Just wild. Yeah. And not as good.
Also, the
It
old
tastes worse and costs
shitification
more.
is real.
Brown sugar and maple.
Oh, brown sugar and maple mini wheat sounds good.
It does. Some of it though was it you I was talking about this with? When like probably like early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, everybody was like, fat is the devil.
Right.
And so they started taking fat out of foods and they added sugar instead
Sugar and salt.
to keep it palatable.
Mm-hmm.
So some of it's that.
Yeah. Man.
So it's cheaper, but also like different formulations. And it's
Yeah, the freaking trend chasing corporate formulations of food, like, really sucks. Like, it's such an issue. And it really sucks.
Especially when, like, the actual health consequences of it are bad. Like, the amount of sugar Americans have in food that's just available at the store is crazy. I do want cereal now, though. My model is going to fall asleep while I go get cereal.
Okay.
But I am listening.
Yeah, the nature of the enshittification of everything really blows. Especially just because it's like, there's can't eat until weaker. Oh man. Definitely dead. Yeah. And it's always to such excess that's like, it sucks that all of the, like, everything we consume, everything that we can obtain and like get our hands on because of the capitalist system is just like always the cheapest, shittiest, like, over the top in a particular way version of anything. And it's just like, can't we just make like good things? Because it's like they're always sort of like running down a particular avenue. Because I was thinking about, so I had been, for a long time using gamer subs as my my sort of daily energy drink. And I have stopped doing that. I've moved to some other way to get my sort of daily caffeine. I don't like coffee, so that's the big thing. I gotta go non-coffee. Because, so, I liked Gamer Stops because it was sugar-free, but it was a lot less sugar-free tasting. Like, I can really taste that sort of fake sugar aftertaste. And I don't like fake sugar like that. And so I was trying to find an alternative. And Gamer Subs was a lot better. But it turns out why it's better is because... No. Oh, sorry. Not was it. What is my take on... Is it... I'm not sure if I'm up on Cinder's drama. I feel like I vaguely remember. It's been a bit. I most recently have been more up on the Kirsch drama, which is not great on GamerSup's side. But I had already stopped using it, so I was like, oh well, they also kind of suck. Oh, Cinder, hold on. Well, I'll come back to VTuber drama in a second. Let me come back to the VTuber drama. Let me wrap up why I stopped using Gamer Subs. Was because, like, it did taste way better. It was a lot closer to like a sugar experience, and it's because what they were using was erythritol, which erythritol was becoming like a very popular sugar replacement. It's like a naturally occurring sugar alcohol that sort of happens in most fruits as like they ferment a little bit or whatever, and so you get trace levels of erythritol, and there's a way to produce more of it blah, 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 various methods or whatever. Can I get to that spot too? But the thing is like, the quantity of erythritol in gamer subs to like replace sugar is like thousands of times the level that you run into erythritol just out in the wild. So like, it's not really been heavily studied as to like, is this actually good for you or bad for you? What are the effects on people's health? Like what happens when you just have thousands of times that the amount of erythritol you'll ever experience under normal natural circumstances, and then you do that every day. So it's like not really studied. And then there were some studies that were kind of showing that there might be indication that it causes like heart issues, like heart disease and stuff. And so I was like, you know, I don't need to be doing that. The big thing about erythritol that was really dubious, though, Gamer Subs was clear that they were using erythritol, but because of the U.S. Labeling standards, because erythritol is like a naturally, it falls into this naturally occurring substance loophole that they just don't have to put it on their label. So like, if you have sugar-free stuff that tastes sweet and relatively close to having sugar, and the label doesn't indicate at all what's sweetening it, it's probably erythritol. And it's just like such horse shit that they just like find something that's like, oh, that'll work, and then they just use it in just this ridiculous extent that you would never experience. It hasn't been studied. Who knows what it'll do to the people who's consuming it? Nobody at all. And like, they just go full bore on it, and it's like, you know what? You deal with the consequences. And it's like, thanks. And, you know, of course, if it is found out that like, oh yeah, this thing that you've been using for a long time just causes cancer or whatever, they'll be like, oh, whoopsie doodles, it's fine. We've changed our formulations. Don't worry about the millions of people that have already like consumed our product for years and is now going to probably get cancer later. It's fine. We'll pay the lawsuit for a few $100 million. Problem solved. Small hit to the bottom line. No big deal. It's like, this sucks. The system sucks. Like, you just get what they give you, and what they give you is horse shit. Like, I hate that. I hate it. Right now, I have switched over to my energy drink of the day is like a little V8 energy. So it's like, it's a serving of fruit juice, a serving of vegetable juice, and then like tea extract. And like, I feel like it's half tea, half fruit and vegetable juice. And it's pretty good. It doesn't give me as much enjoyment value because it's a small can. It's not like I'm drinking like a whole energy drink that I like. But I do feel like it's less likely to kill me because it's made out of fruits and vegetables and tea. So that's nice, I guess. So the Cinder thing, onto the VTuber drama side of things. So the Cinder thing, if I remember correctly, that was like the editors coming out, right? And it was an editor or artist or something calling her out for being a shit, just like treating people shitty, just honestly general, super typical big content creator malfeasance where they just treat people like shit. It was the model maker. Thank you. Yeah, like they treat people like shit. They have way too big egos. They just like out there doing I'm more important than other people stuff. That was the allegation. And I don't usually look very deeply into those things because I'm not invested in those people. I don't know. I know lots of streamers and stuff are shitheads like that, so it's plausible for sure. It seems like the community at large generally agrees that she's shitty now. What I will say, I have a tremendous track record. Like, so many of these people that end up coming out as like little shitters I've watched them a few times, and I almost, well, up to now, I have always bounced off of anybody that ends up being a shitter. I have never been invested in watching someone that turned out to be shitty. And I think I have a fairly good sort of like intuitive impression of people. Not that I can be like, oh, that person's going to be shitty. Because it's like, I don't know. There's lots of people that I don't like to watch. Not all of them shitty. But like, there's always something about the way they present themselves that pushes me away. Like, Cinder had a cool model. I'd occasionally see a clip. But like, there's just something about, like, there's like an air of inauthenticity with some people that I'm like, I don't vibe with this. And it's not like, it's usually initially not enough for me to be like, oh, this person seems like an ick person. I just don't vibe with it. And I also, a lot of times, notice, I don't know if Cinder really billed herself as such, but I also know that, pull the lever, Kronk. I know that there is a certain correlation frequently between streamers trying to put themselves up as like super comfy cozy, welcoming to all, we don't want any kind of conflict here, that always end up being toxic little shitheads. I don't know if Cinder did, but there have been other ones that like, well, Silverveil was one that I also did not really vibe with. And she's a little bit of the like too strongly wanting to be comfy cozy and rock absolutely no boats, and so she ends up welcoming, like, being overly welcoming to shitty people in her audience. Oh, mash. No, that okay. I don't know if I can get past. Oh, there we go. Hop to the other side. Like I watched Silverveil for a little while, but she did a few things, and then anybody that like disagreed with her just met the roaring brigade of assholes that are her community, or at least a chunk of her community, and then that really put a sour taste in my mouth, because it's like, bro, disown the shitters. Like, you have got to do something about if your audience is getting out of hand. It is important. Damn it. Yeah, there's the VTubers that I tend to gravitate towards always tend to give me the most authentic vibes. Like, I'm looking for people out here being sort of like themselves. That's what I want out of folks.
Yeah. And not necessarily that they share too much of themselves, but like what they are willing to share is
like
real.
Yeah, and I feel like I can kind of tell. Like, I have a pretty good sense for when it is. And I don't mean that to be like, oh, people out here playing characters are shitty streamers. It's just like, it's just not for me. No. Like, lots of people want that, and they're good at it.
I think there's a way to play a character and still present a real piece of yourself without putting it on. And maybe that's because I've been an actor. Yeah, like, and I think acting.
And I'm sure that there are some streamers out there that do put on a character that I can't tell that they're doing it because they're so good at it. Do I know about Lena Lazar? I do know about Lena Lazar. Generally speaking, I do like Lena Lazar. I like a lot. I watch some clips and stuff, and I like watching her like more condensed like videos of playing through stuff on YouTube rather than going to like streams. She strikes me as more of a real one, though sometimes I can't get through like all of a video of hers because sometimes her humor strikes me as a little annoying to my sensibilities. Not like totally a personal thing. I'm like, I'm not digging the way she jokes or the way she reads some voices for stuff, or like it can be a little bit annoying to me, which I know in the world of like being online, calling someone annoying is like the greatest of its insults, but I really don't mean it as a great, huge insult. It's just like a mild level of like, I'd rather just watch something else now. But like she does strike me as like an authentic person. Oh yes. Now that's always fun, Phantom. I really love watching people who get authentically frightened. Like people who play stuff and get authentically frightened is some of my favorite content to watch. I love people being scared. So I don't watch too much ASMR. Any ASMR that I did watch, I haven't in quite some time, but back when I was listening more, of course, to ASMR than watching, listening was usually in Japanese because I didn't really like, I don't like ASMR that I can understand what people are saying because it gets too, like, I don't know, personal. Like, it's just like, well, I need you to like stop talking to me. Well, I guess really what it is it's kind of related to the other stuff. Having it in another language masks the level of authenticity, because someone doing ASMR in my language, I get the inauthenticity because like ASMR is built on like an inauthentic level of intimacy, right? Like I don't think it's directly about the fact that it's close and whispery and like intimate that bothers me. What bothers me is that sense of like, we ain't like that. I know you're like, it's like that's not, you're talking to me trying to say like comforting or affirming things. It's like, I don't care.
I don't know you.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know you. You don't know me. You can't possibly be speaking to me personally. Like, I know how this works. And that, you know, that can be beneficial to some, but it's just not for me. I find those relatively inauthentic. It's like the type of Twitter posts or Blue Sky posts that somebody throws up there, and it's like, you know, like whatever you're doing today, you're gonna get it. You're gonna, like, it's that sort of blanket style affirmation or comforting or whatever, which doesn't do anything for me on a personal level. I'm just like, you don't know me. Like, well, you don't know what my situation is.
You don't
know
connection.
Me. There's no connection here. And so listening to something like that in a different language allows me to just sort of like absorb sort of comforting or like whatever vibe is being put off without having to process an actual like connective language. Like I don't have to listen to you try to tell me something. I can just listen to a thing. And so that's kind of the way I usually interact with ASMR. One of the favorites actually that I had of people doing ASMR was Aki Rosenthal, who's also my favorite Japanese streamer generally of HoloLive. She doesn't really do ASMR anymore, largely because it's just so risky and it's such chaos on YouTube for how it treats ASMR at any given point in time. So she's kind of like, stop. But I always appreciated her because she did some fun, interesting things in that, like, one, she's done a couple like ASMR songs. It's very like binaural sort of like whispery sort of songs, which are interesting. But she also did like a 10 to 15 minute ASMR of just like
doing the dishes, which, like, I don't know. I just kind of, like, appreciate, like, I was just doing something else. I don't know. And I just ran the video on the side, just, like, somebody in another room doing dishes, which is, like, I don't know, one of those, like, oddly comforting things, because it's like, oh, yeah, there's somebody else doing something over there. Just the dishes, like, not really talking. She might have hummed to herself every once in a while. I literally just think she needed to do the dishes, and she recorded that shit. Like she just... And it was really, I don't know, I was like, this amuses me that she did this. This is really funny to me. So I liked her for doing that sort of stuff. I should do an ASMR. The problem is that, like, I would... You want the link to the dishes ASMR? Let me see. It's a really old video of hers. Let me pull it up.
ASMR for me generally does the opposite of what it does for other people, which is like, I find it kind of off-putting. I don't know if it's the same reason that you have, but like when they're like, yeah, it gives me the chills and the tingles and I like it. I'm like, I find that actually really off-putting to me. Like that, those vibes, like I think it does work on me. I just don't like it.
Gotcha. Yeah,
but I do know there are some folks on
here. It's fine. I can
YouTube
just
and stuff that will do like.
I can just post the link right in here because I have superpowers. Nobody can stop
like,
me.
ASMR of me as a Victorian shopkeep selling you your weekly groceries, like really obscure stuff like that. That is, I think, kind of interesting. I haven't watched a lot of it, but I have a friend who likes that kind.
See, that's funny because, like, yeah, that's sort of the opposite of me. Is that, like, I can enjoy sort of the soothing nature of, like, the sounds and stylings of ASMR, though I don't get any, like, really tingles. I just find it's like a relaxing thing to listen to. But once you go into, like, character style ASMR, I'm just like, ain't for me. Like, well, and that's a broad thing of, I also don't really like watching, like, I like HoloLive, a lot of their streamers. I don't really like watching most of their lives because it pulls into that sort of, like, presentation style of, like,
role play.
Yeah, and, like, not there. It's like a specific type of role play that it's like, it's a little over the top. It's like kids show level, not level, style role play where it's like you're a little bigger. You're like, you've got this, like, I don't know,
a little bit of a wink, wink, nudge,
wink and a nod to, like, having it obviously sort of scripted, and it's just like, that's not my vibe. Yeah. Like, I would prefer some of the ASMR that is roleplay if it were two people talking to each other versus a person talking to me. I don't want you to talk to me. I don't want to be involved. I will listen to your conversation secondhand. Like that, sure. Yeah, Phantom, that's usually how I end up watching HoloLive. It's almost always the VODs, because I like their stuff that I can put on and not... It's like, it's really good second monitor content for me. It's like, I'll be playing a game or whatever, maybe I'm working on the model or whatever, and I'll put it on the side, get to hear somebody sort of do something, talk about things. And it's like, with the HoloLive stuff, they have such big audiences that they're not usually engaging directly with what most people are saying. They're sort of like carrying on their own jam. And then, like, you don't have to be fully engaged with paying attention to chat because it's all just a cavalcade of stuff. It's like, you know, it's like being in a stadium of people watching something, which is like, has a vibe that can be fun sometimes, like to go in and do the wave with people, do the whole, you know, bit. That's fun. But it makes it good for just putting on the side because they're doing their thing. It's like they carry on. I don't have to pay too much attention. That is also notably not at all my style of stream. Like me streaming, I you know, I don't want to say like I rely on, but I definitely feed on and build up much better with a like a back and forth interaction with folks in chat. Like that is how I roll. That's how I do things. I do the small streamer conversation with chat thing. That's how we do. Shocking, I know. I'm sure none of you expected that. But I don't think I have the chops to carry on freaking 3-hour stream with 2,000 people in chat or whatever. I'm like, all of you go home. Like 20 of you can stay. Everybody else go home. I don't know. There's too much shit over here. I got it. Everybody relax.
Minecraft.
I do really like Fuwawa and Mokoko though. They're fun. I really like watching the compilations of them saying things in sync. Not you, Koala. That's only if we were. That's only if we had thousands of people here. We are sub 20, so everybody gets to stay. We have a maximum capacity in stream, and honestly, if I could set it up to be like, I actually think that would be a pretty. I think I mentioned this before, but I actually really think that would be a pretty amusing gimmick of like, having like the exclusivity of like. Only the first 20 people get to stay in chat. Everybody else gots to go. Like, I feel like if you could get that gimmick to work, would actually, like, be effective. I think it would be funny. Which twin is my favorite?
Or, like, you can watch, but
yeah,
you can't chat.
Because I don't think there's a way to ban somebody or, like, to keep them permanently out. But, which my favorite? I think I actually prefer Fuwawa just a little bit. I like Fuwawa's vibes a little more than Mokoko's. That's just a personal thing. They're fun together. Mokoko's got a little bit of like a, well, rambunctious younger sister energy that I'm just like, I just need to sit you down, like give you an iPad and like go into the other room. Like, it's just like, yeah, there you go. Freaking chill.
Which game are you playing again, Koala? I know you said it, but I can't remember.
It was XCOM Declassified, I think was the subtitle of it. Anyway, I should pay attention to what these goobers are saying. Might you be Lady Freya? Indeed I am. We have awaited.
I thought it was snow, but then I remembered it was.
It's sand.
It was sand.
How did you come to know my identity? It's possible that they specifically lowered the sandstorm somehow for us to get in.
Maybe.
The King of Burmecia has requested that we guide you to him. So I mean,
or maybe because Freya's with us and she is a Burmesian, like a rap.
Yeah,
person.
I don't know. Maybe it connects.
And
somehow.
these people broke off from Burmecia,
Correct.
so like they also are rap people.
Long live the king! Take me to him immediately. At once, my lady. Zidane, I shall go to see the king. Why not take this chance to rest? Yeah, good idea. I think Freya also is trying to be depicted as having like a noble-y style of speech. Because I'm trying to catch if she's avoiding
She's like noble knight.
Using contractions as like the noble way to speak. I actually had recently played a game that was kind of interesting. So MechWarrior 5, which is a pretty fun game. It's like, it has its flaws, but it was pretty fun. No, MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries specifically, I should say, because MechWarrior 5 existed. MechWarrior 5 Mercenaries tried to have more of a storyline, and they used something interesting that I don't know how much it is with lore and MechWarrior or whatever, but like the clans who think themselves sort of better than the non-clan like humans, their whole thing is they don't speak in contractions, and so like throwing in a contraction in your speech
is like low-born horse shit, essentially, which I thought was kind of an interesting thing to put forward like so explicitly, because like it's a point of contention in that one of your crew uses contractions now and then, and like you gotta like slap him around to get him to stop doing that in front of commanding officers. And so it's like, it was kind of interesting to have a game like call it out specifically and be like, oh, look at this interesting like communication trick we're doing, and it has meaning. And I was like, oh, cool. Like it was interesting to sort of do that. And now of course I'm like keyed up to sort of notice stuff like that in games now, because I'm like, is that what they're doing? Is she not using contractions because she speaks like more highborn? Which, of course, is always the question of, like, what was it in Japanese? Because I know, like, one of the old-style knight things, usually, like, samurai things, would be it close your sentences with degozaru. So I was like, maybe they use degozaru. Allow me to be your guy.
I just realized the reason my brain decided this was snow is because those two shapes that look like trees and are light colored.
Oh, they do look like trees.
They look like Christmas trees.
They do.
Yeah.
I go find
That's why
yummy
my brain
yummies
was
by
like,
myself.
This is a winter scene.
Okay, Queena. Have fun. Don't lick the sand. Oh, man. Queena's tongue has to be so covered in sand.
Oh, it does.
It's out all the time. That'd be so upsetting.
Oh, it's actually kind of green here. That's nice.
Oh, yeah. Suddenly out of sand and into the tree.
Yeah, see, look, you can see the sandstorm in the back.
Yeah. This is our source of water. Our one source of water.
Clogged with sand.
I shall elaborate later on how we have water up so high here. I guess we're like partially up the tree. Now for our next stop.
Oh, that's right. We're climbing a tree.
Okay.
Imagine a tree so large it could support a city.
I think that's cool. I love that kind of like fantasy stuff.
Yeah, it's
cities built into
awesome.
Big high things is always a fun aesthetic. As
but
well
wild.
as I'm always a big fan of like caves of sufficient size for cities to be built on the underside of like the roof attached to or ceiling. Attached to like the stalagmites and pillars and stalactites. That stuff's cool. I like those kind of crazy cities that largely don't exist because they would be prohibitively expensive and complicated to do.
And slightly dangerous.
Like the logistics of it are like, yeah, but we could build it anywhere else. It's like,
we
yeah,
could
okay.
literally just build it on flat ground.
All right, I guess.
But it'd be cool.
I know. That's the best part of fantasy is no longer having to be concerned about the logistics of stuff. It's like, don't worry about it. Why did they need to do this? It's fine. Like that's that one level of like willing suspension of disbelief, because it's just like
it's the rule of cool.
Don't worry about it.
Is it really cool? Then I will worry about it less.
Because like the
less I'm gonna worry about it.
I do want fantasy IPs to consider magic and how it impacts like economics and like why things are the way they are. But also, you build that city in the cave, all stuck up on the top. You do that. I'm not gonna worry about it. I mean, if you want to make a decent argument, like, oh, maybe there's lava at the bottom and that was a necessary thing because they were trapped in the cave for a couple centuries. Cool, all right, great. I love that you have a reason.
Thinking,
but like,
maybe it was
whatever.
Maybe it was full of water at one point and it was actually a floating city, and then there was an earthquake and this water started draining and they started attaching things to the ceiling so that they wouldn't sink to the bottom.
Yeah, Phantom. I made a little bit of a dwelling when they did the big rework of map generation, and the caves got like way bigger when they like run into the ocean, and you had the big ass caves with the water. Like, I did a little bit of building in those.
That was such a good update.
It really was. A lot of people are real complaining about that update, and I just don't agree with their perspective. Well,
it was fantastic.
They liked the...
Oh, is it like the ore generation, the mining change?
No, I think a lot of people complain because, like,
I don't know if they felt like it made it more predictable or less predictable. They didn't like that it changed the generation and removed some of the sort of stylings of what you could end up with. Though I think that they later then gave like the more extreme, like the wildlands sort of like cracked or whatever they called those areas. Like I think that might have been
Shattered
in response.
peaks and
Yeah, the
stuff.
shattered
Yeah.
stuff I think might have been in response to a lot of people's complaints about how like you could no longer generate certain types of areas because like the world generation is just like better.
I feel like they just didn't look hard enough.
I know, because I just thought it made
cool-ass
Discovery
stuff.
way more interesting to be like,
It
oh,
was
wow.
really cool.
This is cool. Yeah.
Was dope.
I'm just...
I play a lot of Minecraft.
Yeah, I am
like
aware. Jumping back over here, I can't help but notice that they're like, and this is the liveliest part of our town, in front of an
And there are no
entirely
people.
dead, just like square, if you could call it that. You're just like,
there are no people here.
not a single soul. There's no market today, so the usual crowd is gone. Oh, of course, of course. Of course, of course. How silly. Let's move on. Okay. Let's do.
I should have known. I got the chewy Tums that are like Mentos style.
Oh, interesting. I didn't realize those existed.
They do. They're like candy.
just use the
and I
chalky
have heartburn,
ones.
so I'm gonna eat candy about it.
I just eat the
I
chocolate.
don't actually mean to get these. I know they existed. I
It's all
I
right.
don't purposely get them. They just sometimes accidentally show up.
I jumped on the subject of Tums and taking things. I'm all over various supplements now that because I went to the doctor recently and it was like
I'm so medicated. Take
well,
your
I'm
meds,
taking,
everybody, if it's time.
taking vitamin D3 now because my vitamin D was low, which is kind of annoying
I take
because I've been
vitamin
like
D.
more outside than I have been in like years because I bicycle so much more frequently now. I'm like, what happened? Sun's supposed to help. What happened? And then I started taking psyllium fiber. Hopefully help my cholesterol a little bit. Which isn't totally necessary. I had done a good job of getting my cholesterol back down to like right at where it's nearly supposed to be. It's just barely high.
Mhm.
But it's like, well, if it's just barely high, I might as well just start doing this every day that can hypothetically lower cholesterol. That's good.
Yep.
And then magnesium glycinate to potentially help sleep better. Not that I was sleeping poorly, but I kept waking up early to have to go pee. And in discussion with the doctor, I suddenly realized that it might have just been because the last several months of Doggo's life, Doggo kept it waking up like an hour and a half before I would normally getting up. And I had to get up and let him out.
You've
And so,
been
like,
trained.
I think I kept carrying on, like, oh, now's the time I'm going to need to get up. And so it's just like, but, so I'm
I
trying to
take
work
so
that
many
through.
meds now that I like, even though I'd like to try magnesium and stuff, like I
just
have
like
to talk
adding
to a doctor
another
first.
thing.
Yeah, it's like one more thing, and I refuse to let it get in the way of some of
Yeah.
the meds that I actually need to.
Yeah, it
have
might
a
be
life that is worth living.
Because, like, at least those, like the vitamin D3 and the magnesium, are just replacing, or supplements of stuff that you're supposed to be consuming anyway, and it's relatively low risk,
I take vitamin
guess.
D. That was doctor
Well, yeah,
required.
when you get older, like vitamin D is apparently just a thing that everybody
hard.
needs, or your bones start giving
Yeah.
up on life.
When it was super low, the doctor was like, "Oh, hey, well, we don't need to put you on a drip yet, but you're very low." I was
But
like,
you're
"Oh."
close. It's like, oh,
I
okay.
didn't know that was a thing.
It's like,
that
well,
could happen,
don't
but
want
I
that.
was incredibly low. I think I was like, I think you're supposed to be at like a 30, 28 or 30.
Yeah, I think it was 30.
And I was an
30 up.
11. I was
Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
So.
I think I was at 23,
Like,
which is when they were like, you should consider taking some supplements. Like, all right, I'll get them at
yeah,
Costco.
they were like,
and
we're
it's
not going to
fine."
hook you up to an IV, but get on that. I'm like, okay.
Well, medicine aside, back to Final Fantasy. This windmill brings the blessings of water to our humble town. It uses the power of the sandstorm to pump water up from the ground. Oh. Come, next I shall show you the observatory. That's a handy
I
trick.
still feel like if it's close enough, like it's so close to the water though.
Yeah, it's full of sand. I mean, you could
I
probably
know, like the
filter it
water
out.
is full of sand.
Well, honestly, sand acts as a filter for water. So if it
And it
trickles
exfoliant.
down,
Like all these people have no skin.
oh
on
yeah,
their
that's
body.
true. Well, they're rats. They probably have fur. They're probably all right. The observatory is where the citizenry comes to relax. Here we observe
there
our
no chairs
protector,
here?
the sandstorm, and here we pray to it. Next is the cathedral, where you don't pray.
If
I'm
this is where they come to
confused.
relax, there should be some benches. Like let these people sit down.
And maybe some railings, just as a suggestion.
A few.
Like, this seems
I
real
feel like
easy
a
to
lot
fall
of
off.
rowdy little kids have gone toppling over these.
Oh, yeah.
You know, kids don't make good choices.
Nope. The high priest who brings peace to our souls resides in the cathedral. I thought the sandstorm did that.
God rays.
The king of Burmecia and Lady Freya are meeting inside this building. It also houses the harp whose magic stone powers the sandstorm. I see. Let us make our way back.
I feel like that is information that you don't
I
need to
probably,
tell us.
yeah. You probably shouldn't tell me that, except for the fact that I'm sure it's going to get, like, swiped or
It's
stolen.
going to be
and
relevant later.
We need
for
to be
sure.
aware of why it matters that the stone on the harp
But
was
like
pilfered.
in
but,
real
like,
world,
yeah, we're going to, you should
Don't
keep
do
that
that is
on the
thing
down
you
low.
don't say.
Like,
out loud.
that's inside voice.
In fact,
like
not all of your
internal
people
voice.
should know that. Like
Yeah.
the top 3 people should know that, and that's all.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Okay, bye. V, are you staying? Hey, maybe I should ask her to show me around again. Okay, bye. I don't need showed around again. I'm good. Active time
Who do you think you are, Kappa?
No
Holy
yummy
Kappa.
yummies.
Only
This
Kappa
town.
needs to be shown around again.
True. Got no yummy yummies anywhere.
There was
Ah.
apples up at the top.
You can make famous Alexandrian dish Queen's meal? You don't have famous Southgate bun cake? You're scaring them. Look. Pointy-headed devil. You know, the thing about Vivi is, like, they always seem to use the pointy hat as the, like, main, identifying characteristic.
Yeah, he could take that off unless it's
Well,
part of his
More
body.
importantly, his hat is not pointy. Like,
That's true. It flops.
like, if they wanted to keep with the hat, if you were like, oh, the wide-brimmed hat got, like, devil, like, that's at least something you'd be like, oh, yeah, his hat is like that. But they always are fixated on the pointy-headed thing, like, the pointy hats. And then Vivi's here, and he's like, mine's floppy. Like,
It's not pointy.
look at my hat. Look how floppy it is. Like, he can't make it flop anymore. Don't come any closer. You demon, leave my family alone. No, Vivi doesn't deserve this.
Why is
The
Vivi
sweet
not with
angel.
us?
I don't know. He wandered off. Sandstorm that protects our town is powered by magic. To keep the storm in motion, we perform a
maiden.
sacred dance to the melody of a harp adorned with a magic. Yep, everybody knows about it and talks about it all the time.
This is terrible.
This
terrible.
is unsafe. It's unwise.
Your
Wife?
OPSEC is
Wise.
bad.
Yeah, bad OPSEC. Improve OPSEC. Well. Or. Thanks. I found a rock. Hey, I remember meeting you in Burmecia. If there's anything I can do, just ask me. I don't know. Stop
Where's
it.
my friend?
You're selling shit? Okay.
Where's my friend? I just saw him in this cutscene.
Yeah, don't be mean to Vivi. It's a sweet angel baby.
Well, also, he was Vivi. They were
was
with
there.
us
He was
the last
there.
time you saw us. So, like,
Yeah.
what is your issue?
You're just an ass.
You're just a bad person.
Guys got the sick equipment. If only I could equip any of it, but I'm learning things.
I like the blue roofs.
It's true. They are quite stylish.
These are nice. Excuse me.
Hello. Why do you charge? Well, actually, why do you have an inn? Is the
Yeah.
more correct question. Like,
Are
you
there
don't-
multiple cities on the tree?
I don't think so. It's a letter for Zidane. How did that get here? From Ruby. Hey,
Ruby.
Ruby.
I decided to start a small theater, but I ain't had any luck finding actors. Do you know any good actors who are looking for work?
Why would
Man,
I?
how I wish y'all were here. Come to think of it, you Tantalus guys look like a bunch of outlaws. Just kidding.
I thought Ruby was part of Tantalus. I'm so confused. Koopo, is
She
she looking for actors? I want to
is?
become an actor. Yeah, but why is she
Well.
like...
Maybe she's talking specifically about the boys.
I guess. Which still further calls
no
into
sense.
question of whether they are all just supposed to be actors or if they are in fact outlaws. But somehow Ruby doesn't know? Like,
I don't know.
nobody let Ruby know that Tantalus is also just a brigand organization? Like, what? That's a weird thing to say, Ruby. Really, if you're in the know or not.
Left her there.
It is
Yeah,
very
like what
funny.
a weird.
I do kind of like that we're just continuing to get the saga of Ruby through letters.
It's pretty funny.
You
I
bastard, you
didn't.
killed my father. My name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father, prepare to die. Bastard.
Not Vivi.
Bastard. Now you're teaching your children to call people bastards. Bastard. Great. This is great. Well, a bit touchy today, aren't we? He's one of the demons that sacked Burmecia. No, you're a sack of shit. I haven't hurt anyone. Hey, bro.
Vivi, this is why you
Claire,
don't
I've not
wander
seen visitors for hundreds
off.
of years. See,
Yeah,
see,
why do you have an inn?
Clara has not seen visitors for hundreds of years, and yet you have an inn that charges money. Like, what are you doing with that? Why am I finding random stuff all around? What is happening? Who left thunder gloves just over here? On the floor. There, a mushroom.
That sounds like Queena.
Oh, yeah. Mushroom. I never seen this kind of mushroom before.
You're probably poisonous.
I don't know if Queena... I hope it edible. I don't know if
Queena needs to go to the
Cues are
top.
susceptible to...
There's like a fruit tree up there.
There is a
Up at-
fruit
see?
tree.
Fruit tree.
It's true. In days of old, the folk of Clara and Burmecia lived under the same sky. I mean, you still do. I don't
Still
know
do.
what you think happens to the sky, but it's pretty much the same everywhere.
Still the same.
But Clarence fled to this tree to avoid conflict with the Burmesians, who began to value the arts of war. They're the pacifists.
So these folks are pacifists, yeah.
Clarence people are kind of stiff. They're nice once you get to know them. You know, pacifism's cool and all, but like, it just doesn't seem like it lives in reality.
It's cool until
They all get
it's
massacred.
cool if you are vowing to not be an aggressor. It's not as cool if you are vowing not to defend yourself, your people, and your children.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's kind of where it falls apart for me.
Yeah, because it's not effective to just roll over to...
And like, I knew
Evil.
someone who was a pacifist in college, which a lot of college ideas don't really hold up over time, of course.
It's
but,
true.
like, their thing was, if someone broke in and was like threatening my family, I would put myself between them so my family could leave. And I was just like,
You could just
get
knock them
that.
out. Like,
I get that, but like, I
yeah,
don't know.
it's I think a
There's
little bit
levels of
naive
response,
and I think
you know?
of like
you don't have to kill the guy.
yeah,
You could just
it's
knock him out.
and I also feel like it's a bit of a one-dimensional thinking. Like a lot of these ideas that don't pan out. Like I mean I used to consider myself a freaking economic libertarian. That's stupid as shit. It's like it's all one-dimensional thinking is usually what leads to that, and then it's just like not looking at a bigger picture or like the implications thereof.
Yeah.
It's just like it just doesn't pan out. Like
It's rare that a single ideology, theoretical ideology, works on its own when it meets reality. Like you usually have to integrate other ideas.
Yeah, because it's just like, well, I guess my consequentialism would be showing if I said like, in the pacifist perspective of like, oh, if somebody breaks in and, you know, like, I would put myself. It's like, okay, like who gains that? Like, what is the good outcome of this scenario, right? Like, say the guy's got a gun and you're like, oh, I'll just put myself like, okay, so like, you kind of
You go down,
selfishly
and then
get
what?
to feel satisfied that you didn't break on your like arbitrary morals, essentially. Like that's the plus column, is that like you get to be self-satisfied while also dead. So let's, you know, dead. And it's like, and then what? Like, you don't guarantee your family gets out. The person doing an objectively bad thing has gotten away with it and killed you. Like, that's not a good outcome. Like, what?
I tend to think that the people who should be pacifists aren't, and the people who should not be pacifists are.
Correct.
It's generally how that works out for me.
Correct.
Right? Like,
that is kind of the way it shakes out, is that like, yeah.
It's like, oh, you want to have a measured response to violence and thinks it should be the last possible thing anyone does, and that it is purely evil to use violence on another human being? Great. I don't want you to be the pacifist. Oh, you think human life is meaningless and like might makes right and all that? Okay, I want
like, have you considered
to
pacifism?
like, yeah, like
you need,
I don't want you in charge of making any violent decisions.
Like, you over here, you join the pacifist side. You over here can be in charge of, like, you know, weapons and things, because you value. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But that is the quirks of how people end up thinking the way they think. Oh, hey, priestess, how's it going?
Greetings. Oh, you passed 200. Congrats.
That's true. We are shockingly cruising up towards the 256 line for the old guard.
The fact that they advertised the new Final Destination movies on the back of lumber trucks was so smart.
I did not. Okay, I have not seen the old Final Destinations. Obviously, I know some of the most iconic scenes because, like, they were everywhere.
I know why they did that.
Yeah, I didn't know that a new one was coming out because, like, I don't
see things. Like I don't see advertising is essentially what it comes down to. Like I am so insulated from advertising by design that I just am clueless about stuff. So I didn't know there was a new one coming out. I guess the obvious question then becomes, how was it? Also, it's funny that they advertise on the back of the lumber trucks.
It was hilarious.
That's incredible.
Amazing.
I will say that I am extremely keyed up to not only lumber shit that can fall off of stuff, but like all things that can potentially fall off of vehicles because I ride a motorcycle. I've spent a lot of time commuting on a motorcycle.
I get really bent out of shape on the people who don't put the flags on the things they should in there.
I am very on the mark for being like, that shit could fall off. That shit could fall off. And then not being immediately behind people where shit can fall off, because like when you're on a motorcycle, it doesn't take a whole freaking log.
No, it could be like a piece of bark. Goodbye.
It could just be a microwave. It could just be, honestly, a poorly placed plastic bag, for that matter. Oh, you're always slightly disappointed by because they're endings. What? Okay.
I don't know anything about the ending.
Yeah,
of them.
so
I really just know a bunch
we
of
both
people
mentioned we haven't seen Final
who should have
Destination.
died and
so
then
like
didn't,
what?
and so death comes and gets them.
Yeah, like what is the sort of ending? Not the ending, but like what are they trying to say with their endings? Like what does it usually shake out, and why do you like? What do you wish they did differently? Out of curiosity,
you can't cheat death.
Yeah,
I think the main.
I mean, that's like the
message,
yes. Obviously, it's like, oh, no cheating death, but like how does that? I don't know how that plays out. Like I don't know, that feels a touch on the nose. Is that why you're a little disappointed their endings, Priestess? That it's a touch on the nose? Do you like what? Where's the expectation? Ending of every Final Destination is always every single people dies no matter what. Well, they are consistent, I guess.
Yeah.
They are consistent.
Think I might have seen the first one once, and I think what happened was someone had like an unexpected vision or something of like, maybe it was a plane, some large accident that was going to kill a lot of people, and prevented the whole thing, or prevented a group of people from being there, or like stepped in so that it wouldn't happen, and then everyone that was supposed to have been killed there.
Interesting phantom.
Like basically death was like, you can't escape me. You were supposed to die. So now you're going to die in truly ridiculous ways because you can't escape death. And that includes logs falling off the back of a log truck and crunching you through your windshield.
It's honestly a shame in this particular instance that they didn't take the opportunity to leave somebody alive, like at the end of the new movie, because like I don't know, I bet they're gonna make a sequel again, because
if it does well,
they don't know how to make anything but sequels anymore, so like why not? It would be kind of funny if they were like, oh
yeah,
look,
see,
they made it.
Yep.
And then like once the sequel comes out, it's just like they definitely didn't make it.
To
like kill them right out the
gate.
Person
having the premonitions, and they were like stumbling their way through trying to figure out how to save people, and they couldn't, and like that might be an interesting through line. But
well, and so for me, actually, interestingly, which I didn't pay enough attention to what you just said, Kappa, this might dovetail in or not. I was kind of in my own head thinking about like I almost think that it would be interesting rather than, because like for me personally, I don't really care for the sort of like, well, and I don't care for the idea that like what I kind of perceive it as of like the fate's gonna get you, right? Like that through line of like there is no escaping death. This was supposed to happen, so it's going to happen. I actually think it would be a little bit more interesting to tackle it from the perspective of self-fulfilling prophecies. That it's all about you hear premonitions, and those premonitions become true because you
believed them,
stumble into them. Like like that careful weaving of like, oh,
You said I'm gonna
In this
die
case,
by
the
like something
premonition
falling
is-
on me.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
looking
in
up
this case-
everywhere. I see something. Oh, I bet it's that. And then so you go like the way you never go home instead of the normal way because you're specifically trying to avoid the thing they said, and it specifically stumbles you into the thing they said. Like, I think that is sort of a more interesting and engaging like
in this
interaction
case,
with
the premonition
premonitions.
is true, leads to someone preventing the event, and because
I see.
death can't be avoided, it comes for them in other ways.
Yeah, I think the overall theming of be careful with prophecies because you'll make them come true
you
yourself
can make them come true in ways that you don't intend.
is more interesting to me than like, oh, you avoided something with a premonition? Well, death holds a grudge and he's a little bastard. And it's like, okay, I mean, sure. But I feel like you could execute on a very similar movie.
It's not like death is
but like I don't know.
personified.
Maybe it's
But
just my
like
personality to
fate,
chafe
like
against the idea of fate. Maybe that's my like
the nature of the universe is that you have a time to go, and if you squirm out of it, it's gonna come at you in another way.
Yeah, see, I guess a part of that is me chafing against fate as a tool, but
no, it's the basis of the movie.
yeah, and that's like I feel like you could construct a super similar movie with like pretty limited changes to the major set pieces by just shifting it towards a self-fulfilling prophecy level.
No, but what if the psychic was a serial killer and they told people their premonitions so that they would fulfill them on their own?
Well, and then honestly, and then you could even make it like supernatural. Maybe they're not like maybe they are death. Maybe that's how they get the job done. Like just tell people, they scare the shit out of themselves and they stumble their way into the premonition every time. I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit more
Is there?
like complicated writing to get that done, but I don't know. I find that to be more engaging personally.
Yeah, I
Nobody
think the
asked me,
spectacle of the deaths is the hook for Final
Well,
Destination.
Yes. That
It's
know.
like
Well,
the
and
gore
that's
the spectacle.
that's why I'm giving a more interesting way to get the same spectacle. Like, but of course, nobody asks me. They just make their shit to make money. They should just ask me. I have a message for Master Zidane from Lady Freya. I was told to convey the following. Zidane, this may take some time, so please wait.
Why
at
you
the
gotta
end.
say the name? Come on. That's goofy.
It is goofy. Well, how dare they make me spend 100 gil at
Yeah,
this
how dare they allow
inn.
that and then send you back there?
Help!
We still don't know where Vivi is.
What does it matter? The antlion's mauling a kid. The antlion? It's usually so docile. How could... We gotta teach that beast a lesson. This calls for immediate action. I shall inform the high priest at once.
What about the kid? I like it at
Could
once,
you-
and then he
could
like
you
walks
hurry?
slowly off.
Please hurry.
Please
Like
run.
at all?
Thank you.
Hey, buddy, where are you going?
Oh.
These Clarins are all so damn lazy. You there. Give me a hand if you think you're good enough.
So remember when Gilgamesh or Gargamoil or whatever that guy was going nuts and we had to kill him even though he'd been Gargamalook?
Oh, Gizmaluke.
Gargly, Gizmaluke.
The Gizmaluke Grotto.
Yeah, do we think this antlion has like clowns at the controls?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That would definitely make
Plato
sense.
de Agua? Interesting. That was Spanish.
I think it's Plaza. Oh, it's the water plaza.
Plaza d'Agua.
It's where you go to get water.
Yes, I assumed.
Received sand. Oh, yeah, that kid's barely
Oh,
alive.
Vivi's the kid. Oh, no, Vivi's not the kid.
So that's the antlion.
Oh, wait. Is it that kid?
help
It
me.
is.
Oh, it's freaking Puck. No.
Yeah.
Hang
How
in
did
there,
they
champ.
get
We're going to
here
save
all
you.
the way from...
I guess he was a
Alexandria?
Burmesian. So he was
Well, I
in
mean,
Alexandria
yeah,
for the
but-
play. Although he was like a street urchin. I don't know how he ended up
I
in
thought
Burmesia.
so, too. How is he mobile?
Is the child all right, Zidane?
He's some
Yeah, he's
rich guy's
fine.
kid. Slumming it.
Like hell, I'm fine. That voice. Oh,
What is this, your younger... It's a prince?
Well, that
I
would
told
explain
you
it,
he
I
was
suppose.
A rich guy's kid slumming it.
might it
I
be Prince Puck?
am right.
Freya, where you been? Urgara. Ah, yeet. And then you
was
yeet
right.
the child.
You throw the child away, and it comes back to you.
Most unfortunate, that.
So glad we don't.
Gotta steal.
This guy was docile? Are we sure?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm cool with...
Why would you call it an
I
antlion? Like, antlion's a thing, and they're not docile. They're...
No, they're
Okay.
pretty violent. What?
What the heck?
Sushi and a pretzel. Gah.
All these freaking counterattacks. Why does every monster counterattack?
It's
Can we
really
not?
obnoxious. What did I just have? Oh yeah, I had some bacon mac and cheese. And you assholes are blind? Oh, for freak's sake.
I just ate frosted mini wheats with all brand buds mixed in for fiber.
Oh, I forgot I have this. Oh my god, and you have just enough MP to cast it, Queena. This is your hero moment. Never mind, this is when we all die.
Maybe it's a percentage.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
It is. Okay. Yo, that heals Queena? We love that.
No, I used a high potion.
Oh.
Yay, Mighty Guard.
Stay for jump.
Thanks,
Nice.
Vivi, for having the ultimate nuke that doesn't get counterattacked. Everybody else
Yay.
can just go on home. Vivi solves
Vivi's
all
got
of
it.
our problems. Dear
We
God.
love BB.
Anointment. Get it?
I do.
Get it?
I need that for how annoyed all those counterattacks make me.
You all right, Your Highness? Hey, Freya, what's up? But how can this be? I heard that Your Highness disappeared upon leaving Burmesia. Yeah. Well, let us go at once to the cathedral to inform His Majesty. My old man, Nah, I don't want to see him. Just tell him I said hi, okay?
No.
Later. But Your Highness!
No. What a
Take care, baby.
selfish little brat.
He kind of sucks. He's so rude. Vivi, much nicer.
Like
He's the
your
first
dad
friend I
just
ever
lost
had.
his whole kingdom. He doesn't know where you are.
I've got to tell him something.
And you can't stick your head in to be like, hey, Dad, I'm alive.
Tell him I said hi.
I hate it.
I see. So you saw Puck,
What a prick.
As mischievous as ever, Your Majesty.
As self-centered and rude as ever.
I haven't seen him in ages.
He's like
How-
9 years old.
Yeah, I was like, how many ages do we have to work with? People.
He's just
Children.
wandering around alone.
Children do not that have.
And no one's worried.
They don't have that much of a lifespan to have like the ages ago. God.
It is not the appropriate response to a 9-year-old running around the world alone.
Every RPG character needs another 10 years added to their life. bump it up by 10. Every one of them. Whoop, right up. And then you can have exactly the same interactions and stories. And
it will
it's
make
fine.
sense.
It's even better, in fact. Jesus. Heard His Highness left Bermesia 1 month after me. That makes it 3 years.
He was 6?
Freaking 3 years
Is he
ago?
12 now? He was 9 then? That makes sense.
And yet both you and Puck decided to return to me in this time of danger.
That makes no sense.
I am grateful.
It makes
Freya,
no
we shall
sense.
conduct an ancient ceremony to strengthen the sandstorm. This can only
I'm
end
like
badly.
massaging my temples and my hand tracking is so confused.
I know,
But
it's
it makes no
crazy.
sense.
Surely no enemy of ours would attack with the powerful storm protecting Clara. Well, and this is something I was going to mention earlier, which kind of ties into this, and just that he's wandering around. Is like, I also, one thing about really all RPGs, but especially old RPGs, and I don't know if there's really a way to solve it, because, like, it's just an abstraction for games. But, like, the density of civilization in RPG
Oh yeah,
worlds
way too broad.
is like, here's a country. It has 1 town. Here's another country across the mountains. It has 2 towns. And it's like, where is everybody going and coming from? Like, what is happening?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thanks for hanging out, Phantom. Have a good night.
Bye. Sleep
Get some
well.
good sleeps. But like, that's always been the thing that kind of
I can't
gets
think of
me.
a single child, literal child, with a semi-decent home life who would be like, yeah, I'm just going to wander the world alone.
I'm just gonna peace out forever.
and
Also,
not
there's like horrible
be
monsters
around.
outside of the cities, and like,
It makes no sense.
it's like a whole thing to travel
And the
from
fact
point
that
A
the
to point
king's
B.
like, oh, that's nice, and not like, get him back here.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So this is bonkers. The whole response to this is wild.
Yeah, it is. That's my
That is-
one
it's
thing,
that-
and I don't.
Nonsense.
I honestly don't know how a game can like fix that issue. The one I'm talking about is like civilization density, because like, again, it's an abstraction, but just like, you just notice it. It's like,
It makes everything feel very empty. Yeah.
it's like how. Well, part of it helps if you're looking more like regional instead of like the whole world. Like, if you can keep it a little more tight for at least longer, that certainly helps.
Yeah.
I actually think it's one of the
first
things.
half of it is in a country and you visit 4 big cities.
Well, and I
that makes
think-
more sense.
I think it actually helps Final Fantasy VII really start out strong, because you're in the city of Midgar the whole first like disc, and it's a city, and it feels dense and like, and I feel like it kind of makes the abstraction easier to swallow, because you're like, you've seen what it kind of can be like, and then you take a step outside and you're like, I'm just gonna go to the next point that matters. And so like, you can kind of wade through. In this one, Alexandria was like a castle, and then we left. It's like,
Yeah, it's not even a city.
okay, cool. Yeah, great. And then, you know, you go into Lindblom, and it's like, there's 3 districts, I guess. Like, okay, cool. That's a thing. That's sure. And so it's like, yeah, when you're like place to place to place to place, and it's just like, you never get the chance to like build up a sense of scale for what the world is within the framework of the abstraction. It feels sort of weak and just like, you know, it kind of seems like there's like 100 people on this planet. Like, is it just me? We've seen like,
Yeah, and like this was supposed to be a nation developing for centuries outside of Bermesia.
yeah,
It's
there's like 20
there's 10
people here. Like, that's not very many people.
Burmecia, we saw 4. Like, yeah, some people died in that attack, but like, all but 4? What kind of a genocide are we talking here? Like, that's crazy. Is it just... Were there also just 20 people in Burmecia, one of the 3 major kingdoms? Like, and then just like there's 20 people there. There's 20 people in Alexandria. Like 20 people in Lindblom. It's like, yeah, there's like 100 people on the planet. It's like, that's not a lot of people. That's just not many people. So, I feel like one of the best cities I've seen is actually in The Witcher 3. Had a really good city. I do see that you apparently have your hands up over there. I am aware.
I'm enjoying the rainbow on more parts of my model.
Well, I'm good. But I also, it's one of the reasons that I really appreciate what is there in Star Citizen so far, because their cities are so big that you have to take actual public transit, that you actually sit your ass on the transit to get to the spaceport. And like, you can kind of tolerate the idea that there's only one city on the planet when it's like a big deal for you to travel around the city. And like,
well, also the idea that, and maybe this isn't the case, but like, oh, we settled on this planet and terraformed a city. Like, you can't just take over the whole planet when you've got resources and stuff.
Well, and yeah, and some of it, of course, is that there's like a major city, maybe like a couple outposts or whatever on these planets in Star Citizen. Even some of the planets are like habitable, where the planets are. But a big part of it is that the intention is, once it actually releases, that you can claim land and actually build your own outposts and stuff. So like, you have these pre-built huge hubs, but like, once it's going for real, like, base building will be a thing, and people like can establish their own places. And
can people steal your base?
Well, yes. I mean that, yes. And so like, there'll be a whole, and you know, there will likely end up being collections of people's bases that like get together, build trading areas, build cities, because that's what happens when people get the freedom to just build shit. Like, so it'll be very interesting if/when it ever comes out for real, but it's still pretty cool. I still sort of intend to probably peruse around it again on stream. Probably next time I update my video card, I'll take a bit to be like, let's go take a look at Star Citizen. It's cool. It's either going to be a great game, or it's a hell of a tech demo. One of the two. Anyway. And with the help of a Dragon Knight like you, the storm should grow even more powerful. This was apparently before they decided to consistently translate it as a Dragoon, it seems, because I like Dragon Knights.
Oh. Is that what a Dragoon is?
Yeah. Dragoon's
I thought a
Dragon Knight.
Dragoon was an actual name for a type of knight.
I mean, possibly, but like...
I thought it was a historical... I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look it up.
But in the Final Fantasy stuff, they've obviously tied it to dragons, the Dragoons. Originally a class of mounted infantry who used horses for mobility, but dismounted to fight on foot. There you go. Final Fantasy, and in lots of other fantasy, honestly, Dragoons get tied to dragons because the words are real close. And so, like, dragon cavalry, commonly called Dragoons. And I mean, Final Fantasy uses the term Dragoon. Pretty sure, right? Did they always call them Dragon Knights? Does everybody just call them Dragoons for short? It's a Dragoon in Final Fantasy 14, right?
Mounted infantry or cavalry. Yeah.
Yeah. The Lancer's the Dragoon in FF14.
Early Dragoons were armed with short muskets, which were nicknamed dragons due to their fiery discharge, hence the name Dragoon.
There you go.
Ah, the ceremony from the time when Bermesia and Clara were one. I understand. Today, I met with utter failure when trying to defend Bermesia, and I will not allow Braun to exert her will upon us any longer. You've changed, Freya. I didn't think you were so strong when I first met you. Zidane, I don't really think you pay attention to anybody but yourself. Honestly.
Nope. Sure don't.
I cannot bring peace to Bermesia
How
and thus
embarrassing.
fulfill Sir Fratley's wish. But now all I can do is protect this beautiful place. Yeah, protecting Clara is the best thing you can do for yourself.
Huh?
Doing so will help me.
What? How? What? Why is it about her? Just what?
Zidane's an idiot. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
How does Freya know the dance?
well, they say it was a ceremony
The
from
Lord
when
of the
Clara and Bermesia were one, so it's probably a cultural thing between both places.
The Lord of the Dance, the River Dance.
The Ratver
What's that?
dance.
What's the Scottish? Is it Scottish or Irish? What's this type of dance called?
I don't know.
There's a word. It's gonna bug me.
Stompy dance.
Step? Is it step dance?
I don't know. I always just think of it as a river dance, which I think is like a group or whatever that did it. But
Step dancing. Yeah, Irish step dancing.
you done broke the harp. The strings have snapped. A terrible omen this is.
Well, put new strings on. It's not like that's the jewel.
That is not omen territory. That is.
Uh-oh. That's cool looking, though.
I mean, it is.
It's a whole country that is literally just a big old tree surrounded by a sandstorm.
Also a single water source. Like, kingdom, they use that term real broad. Yeah, omen, I feel like is something that, like, will maybe happen in the future. That was an
portent.
immediate
This is like
circumstance.
that wasn't a portent. That was like, oh, somebody launched some type of attack on the sandstorm. and
that was
it broke
like,
the string.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the proper lead into that cutscene was actually harp snapping, harpist, oh shit, dash, moved the cutscene. Like, there's no, this seems like an omen that may come up later. Oh, it's now. It's like, oh shit.
That was no portent. That was the result of someone turning your sandstorm on.
I can't believe the sandstorm disappeared. That is not ideal. What happened? I don't know. We're all taking this very calmly. Never witnessed anything like this since we settled here.
Have you been here for all the centuries?
Was it centuries or was it like a week and a half? Like,
People have said centuries.
I don't understand this shit. On the harp, there's
They
a
don't
magic
understand
stone.
time. That's like, what is it, lunar, and it's like billions of years?
No, that I
makes
was just gonna mention
literally
that
no
it's
sense.
Star Ocean 2,
Star Ocean.
where they're like billions of years.
That's
It's like,
what I meant,
you
not
don't
lunar.
appreciate that time scale. Like, you don't
No.
get it. That doesn't make any damn sense.
No.
Since ancient times, we have used the powers. Since ancient times, apparently he's been here
That-
for the whole damn one thing.
See,
Used the power of the
ancient
stone
times to
control
me
the
says
sandstorm.
millennia versus century.
Perhaps someone is trying to invade Clara. I fear that you may be right, my lord. I only hope our enemies don't come up the trunk. Cut to.
The enemy's coming up the trunk. Like, of course
You
they're coming up the trunk.
dipshits. How dare they imprison us like this?
Oh,
Those
that's right.
wretched court
I
jesters.
forgot about these folks.
Zord and Thorn will never get away with this. I can't believe I got dragged into this. No one asked you to meddle in our affairs.
My butt's starting to hurt.
It's pretty sad getting backstabbed by your own queen.
What are these guards doing?
This is
They're
all
like
some kind of
crossing 20
mistake.
feet, saluting each other, and then crossing 20 feet
I know
and
the
saluting
queen.
each other.
She would never betray me.
Nonsense.
It's yes. Yeah, yeah, we swapped places real good.
This is
Wishful
clearly
thinking.
doing something for security.
Who knows what she's
definite.
gonna do to the princess? I must save the princess at all costs.
So I'm a little like, is Steiner a knight for the princess? Or
I
a knight
don't
for the
know.
Queen? I thought he was a queen's knight, and
His
now
loyalties
he's like all
are
in for the princess.
so
It's
all
so
over the
confusing.
place. It's maddening.
Very confused.
That's the thing that's maddening about Steiner. It comes like it collides with all of those little issues with like that these games always have with like hierarchy structures and like
Yeah.
degrees of obedience that should be occurring. Like the structure is simply non-existent. Steiner has given us no indication of like
What his actual loyalties
where
are.
where his loyalties lie between the princess and the queen, because like he sure did start this whole thing out trying to bring her back and like, oh, we're definitely gonna listen to the queen and whatever, and like
It's
I guess
confusing.
some of this may be like the process of shifting that loyalty, but just the way it's presented is like, I wish they would, I don't know, give him a
Clearer.
better, clear arc of making those decisions, which again, is kind of why I feel like he should have been the main character, so that you could have time to like get more of his internal monologue, so that he could like,
Yeah.
this game,
Figure out what the heck is actually going on.
this
with
game
him.
needs more internal monologue for because that like the
Which
best
is wild,
part.
because normally if there's too much internal, I'm like, bruh.
Yeah,
but-
there's just literally
Yeah, there's
none.
not enough.
There
There's
is the
not enough.
the one time on the boat, it was very
Steiner had
useful.
one. The princess had one.
It was the most useful thing they'd done in the entire game, was like
Yeah.
giving some of that internal monologue, because it's like, okay, we see that there's some like growth happening, and like under normal circumstances, I would say that it doesn't have to be an internal monologue, but clearly they're not
No,
talking
I
it
prefer
about.
they show
out,
rather than tell, but they're not doing any of it.
Like they're not having conversations amongst each other to like sort of give clear indications that that's what's happening. Like I don't know like when or if Steiner suddenly had the change of heart of like, maybe the queen is an asshole. At least
Yeah,
we've
it's
got
the
like
princess for
the
me.
princess.
Yeah.
Like we could, like his decision making is just like sort of arbitrary. So any decision that gets made, I have a hard time drawing meaning out of, because it's just like, I don't know, Steiner, you just do shit. Like, what do you want? Anyway, wonder if Mother will even listen to me. Why did she attack Bermesia? Why did she arrest us like this? Must be sincere with her.
Yeah, your mom's evil, bro. So sorry.
Hasn't been
Some
herself.
weirdly
lately.
paced pockets. What's happening on her thighs?
I think they're like belts with buckles. Sort of. Like,
They're weird.
they're sort of like the little hammer utility loops on like carpenter pants.
Are they?
Maybe. It's in the ballpark, at least. Actually, she's been acting rather strange since my birthday last year. All right, we're getting some decent internal deliberation here from Dagger. Thank you. The same day
Tall
that
man.
Tall Man visited us. That damn
Is that the danger twink?
That damn twink. Maybe he had something to do with
Maybe he's got a spell on her or
Come
something.
to think of it, that was when things began to change.
You just said that. You
Dr.
just
Tot
said
left
that.
Alexandria shortly afterwards too. I think the focus of that sentence was actually things began to change, not just her mother began to
Oh.
change.
Gotcha.
Might have been a little bit of a goofy translation that like might have been more clear in Japanese. It was like mother versus
Circumstances.
circumstance. Like
Yeah.
Things started to change within the kingdom, too. Dr. Tot left
Got it.
Alexandria shortly afterwards, too. What happened that day? More
Danger
importantly,
Twink.
who is that? Yeah, who is that asshole? Queen Braun summons you.
Come with us.
That's a normal sentence. Thanks, Thorn.
No.
What?
It's falling down on the Yoda
How
jab.
dare you speak to me like that? Really? Now you're gonna snap at anybody for talking to you like anyway? Quiet!
With us, you are coming, and that is that. I just realized I have a heart and you have a spade on.
Yep. What was that phrase? Oh, yeah.
F
Get
you.
off me, you scumbag.
That's not how that works.
What
not
what was
on
that?
you.
I do not understand.
Understand what she said? I do not either.
Like, Dagger, those are all English words. Like,
Yeah, I don't
why
know.
are you confused? Like that.
I mean, the situation is weird. Be like, we're not on you. What are you talking about?
Yeah, like, I feel like she should be able
Enough. Now, come with us.
to... That's the same thing they both said. Okay.
Yeah, that's not as fun.
Hurry up.
For so long, the queen has waited. We got roses. We're
Mhm.
doing like mad Queen of Hearts
Mother.
vibes here.
Darling, there you are. Where were you? I've been worried sick. Here, come
Mhm.
closer.
No, I don't think I want to.
No. Mother, there's something I need to ask you. What is it, darling? I will tell you anything you wish to know. Is it true that you are responsible for the destruction of Burmecia? Oh, well, no wonder you look so concerned. That is far from the truth, Garnet. You see, those Burmesian rats have been plotting to destroy Alexandria for some time.
What?
I couldn't just wait for them to attack and destroy our precious kingdom. Wow. If only there were the other relevant circumstances of masking aggression behind
Defense.
the idea of defending oneself or one's ideology. If only. Carrying on. I would just like to point out
Cartoonish
this is
villain
evil.
behavior.
I'd just like to.
Just
Wow.
throwing that out there. Cartoonishly villainous behavior.
If there were such a parallel to be drawn, this is a villain. Wow. Wow.
And not just any villain,
Wow.
a cartoonish one.
Like, storybook cartoonishly level. Like, preposterous. Anyway. So I had no choice but to take initiative and deport them from life. Is that really the truth? No! Of course. I would never lie to you. Disbelieve. I don't believe you.
Press
Darling,
X
what's
to
wrong?
doubt.
Why wouldn't you believe your mother? The Danger Twink.
Danger Twink!
May I also help play a part in this act? Act? Yes, an act from a
Did
beautiful
he just
play.
walk in across the dark blank space and into the scene? Did I just...
I've told you that the mod does the bonkerest shit about character
I don't
models
think I've ever
and the
seen
edges.
a character do that. It was cool.
Oh, they
looking
do.
in this case.
They do. They're just like wandering about. Like I don't know if it's because they're that space is technically like overdrawn for character models,
Yeah.
so like they know where the character model is supposed to be, but it's just
the
not
character models
normally.
already moving in.
It's normally
before the
outside of
screen happened,
frame,
yeah.
and so they're just like, all right, we'll just render it all.
It's kind of a cool effect. It's like they're stepping onto the stage.
Especially when he steps in to say yes, an act from a beautiful play.
Yeah.
There is a knight on a white horse.
It's
and a
not you,
beautiful
bro.
princess. It is a tale of tragic love.
Why is it tragic?
Overcome by grief, the princess must sleep for 100 years.
Grief of what?
I've seen you before. It
It's the
appears we were
danger
destined to meet
twink.
again.
Danger twink.
Dude, the level of, like, just hips on display with this guy is just wild. My sweet angel, come to me. No, Vivi is the sweet
Time.
angel.
Yeah, sweet angel.
You
baby.
get it right.
Time to flee the danger twink.
Okay, see, now is the time when you say,
Now you say,
get your hands off me.
scumbag.
Scumbag.
Yeah.
This is the correct.
moment.
You,
This is the
you
moment.
preempted, because now they're on you. You see? You see?
Knee to the groin. Crunch that instep with your
I
heel.
will take you to a world of dreams.
Elbow to the nose of the bridge. Bridge of the nose, I mean.
Quack.
Bro, do you not know any self-defense? Come on.
She's beautiful, even
Ew.
in sleep. Yeah, that's impudent little girl. Zorn Thorn. Prepare to extract the eidolons from Garnet.
The what now? Who's he, huh? Oh, I mean, a garnet is a jewel.
Oh, that's true. Actually, yeah. Belated happy birthday, princess. Hee hee hee.
16 years old, the princess has become. Draw the eidolons from her. Finally, we can.
Oh, she must have gotten her birthday like while we were out and about.
Well, no, she said that her mom had started acting differently on her last birthday.
Yeah, but she also said a little over a year ago.
Oh.
Like on her last birthday. Because when she was introduced, she was specifically introduced as 15. And now they're like, she's become 16 years old. So while we were gallivanting about.
I feel like there should have been more
Eidolons of
eidolons
eternal
of
light.
infinite power.
Arise from the
Depart after
16-year-old
the
sleep. Oh,
16-year
Jesus.
wait.
Let there be light.
Let there be life.
It's freaking meandering text
How do
boxes.
they know
The
how
time
to do
has
this?
come.
The time is now.
Come forth.
Odin, warrior of the dark. How do they know how to do this?
Who
The
knows?
professor didn't even know how to do this. Is it the danger twink? Does the
What are you
danger
doing
twink
here?
know how to do
Oh,
this?
probably. They probably are actually working for Danger Twink and not the Queen.
Probably.
Tell me, why do you think
The
the
queen is
sandstorm
definitely
disappeared?
just a tool.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I am far too stupid to know what happened to the sandstorm. I am Zidane. I'm surprised that there even was a Yes, this is the statement I just made. Actually, I don't know what
You mean the
sand
sandstorm that everybody
is.
said was here and has been for centuries and protect the country? That sandstorm that we knew about? You were surprised it was here?
Did you know the sandstorm was here for 1,000 years?
1,000 years?
And in all that time, it never disappeared.
And you guys still
Disappeared.
know the same
Not
step
even once.
dance thing?
Perhaps Braun is behind all this. Culture don't change in 1,000 years. That's crazy.
So why don't you bust out the 1000 AD
What about
dances
that guy?
that you know?
I know. That's the
Do it
yeah.
right now.
I don't dance, so of course I don't know. Yeah, it's preposterous. It's the same
The
shit with.
danger twink.
the
Might as
same
well be a billion years. That makes no sense.
I know. Well, at least Star Ocean decided to make it 1 billion years. Several billion years.
Well, that's what I meant. That was what I was referring to.
Yeah, exactly.
But like
Shit
1,000
happens.
years on this tree, and
Things
this is all that you
change.
have. How do you keep your population down?
How, there's
You're
like
rats.
20
You have
people.
so many babies.
Also, was there not any like scientific advancement in 1,000 years? Like
I'm so confused by this.
shit happens in 1,000 years.
These
People like
timelines
do
make no
things.
sense.
People like to do things especially when you're
Generally.
stuck in a tree with nothing to do but like think about shit.
Not even anything to look at. That's so boring.
Hey, you got sandstorm to think. Man,
You've
they
never
should be
seen outside the sandstorm. You would be glued to these views right now.
they
that would look
like well, yeah, that's
wild.
true. These would be the foremost experts on sand and sand related technologies. Like Bar none. They would be doing stuff with
Yes.
sand nobody else knew was even remotely possible because
Yes.
you got a society to build and you 1,000 years to do
Wind power,
it,
Sand.
and all you've got is a tree and a sandstorm and apparently an antlion. Like, I guess. Fred the
only
antlion
one.
down there that just got angry apparently one day.
Only one alien.
Yeah, just the one.
Honestly, that kid's annoying enough. He might have just annoyed the antlion into attacking him.
Oh, yeah, I'd believe it. He might have annoyed the sandstorm into leaving, too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm more concerned about who that danger drink with Braun and Bermesia was.
The drink.
The drink?
Danger.
The dwink.
The danger drink.
The danger drink. Dwink.
Danger
man.
drink.
I wonder who he was.
Danger twink.
Today, I'm going to head down to find out why the sandstorm disappeared. I was thinking the same thing. Let's go together. I'm gonna go find Vivi and Queena. I'll meet you at the town entrance. Could I have... And now I'm free. For
Okay.
no apparent reason.
We really never see Freya's face. Ever. It's like
The
hair
picture's
and hat.
got it.
Barely.
I mean, barely, but it's there. Is gold better than mithril? It is.
Scratching my face with my knitting needle because it itches. It's fine.
Oh, you're learning shit. I can't swap.
I got sidetracked by our conversation. I stopped knitting for a while, so we have to start knitting again.
Ah,
It's imperative.
back on the knit train.
Back on the- we are 2 rows away from starting the cat's eye.
Eyeball.
And this is very, in a very important moment.
I should give you bright eyes. This music has very Final Fantasy VII vibes.
It does.
Ah, change of
This
directions.
town is very pretty. I hate it when it does that.
I mean, it is pretty.
It's very pretty. It makes me kind of want to try
Oh,
to build it in
Stiltskin.
Minecraft.
Hey, Stiltskin.
Yo!
How about a 3-piece combo? High potion, ether, and phoenix pinion. Absolutely.
Sure.
Give me that shit. It's to you, kid. I can continue my journey.
Great.
Love to see it.
That all sounds amazing.
Oh, I think, is this new? People are climbing up to Clara since
Yeah.
the sandstorm
Yeah.
disappeared. Yeah, Kupo. I have a bad feeling about this. What's gonna happen? Clara end up like Bermesia? Isn't there anyone who can help us? Kupo. Sounds awful, Kupo. Gonna pack and leave with Stiltskin. Kupo Stiltskin.
Hopefully the annoying twink can save us from the danger twink. Oh, we're not a twink right now.
Nope. I like Freya. We
I
get to
do
be
like
somebody that
Freya.
doesn't suck for a while. Yay.
It's weird that she was kind of dating a guy who seemed like an adult, 16, and was so in love that when he disappeared and apparently perished, she like followed him around for 5
I
years.
mean,
like, that's
yeah.
weird.
But seems
Once
like an
again,
adult
please-
just means that they're above 12 in the Final Fantasy universe.
Once again, please add 10 years to this character to make her more sensical.
Yep. All of them get freaking 10 years.
10 years.
All right, let's get going. Couldn't find Puck. Wonder if he went down the trunk.
When did Vivi and Puck become such good friends?
I mean,
they do that
sort of
when
at the
we
very
were-
beginning, because he was
Okay.
like, you can be my henchman.
That's right. We were Vivi.
And then
nah,
Vivi's like, "Brr,
happened.
brr, 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 brr." Yeah, which is kind of an
You've been
abusive friendship, but
Eating
okay,
sand?
sure. City have very yummy
Yeah, he-
sand. This city delicious.
Queenie, we told you not to eat the sand.
All right.
It was very important that
do
you
it.
not.
You do you. Failed Bermesia, but I won't fail Clara, no matter what.
I'm not sure how you feel you failed Bermesia beyond the fact that you didn't stay and wandered around for 5 years and weren't there to do anything when everybody died. Like, I get that, I guess, but
Yeah, but like
if you committed to that, course of action, I don't know what to tell you. You were gone for 5 years. You made a choice.
like get over it. Choices happen.
Like, you did it. I'm very unsympathetic to you little baby children, basically, because you're baby children making very difficult adult choices and then pretending you're adults.
Alexander,
it's not even your fault. No. Oops. To make that stitch before I fold it across.
Ow. Escape.
Escape.
What's this crock of shit? Do they just get to escape so that they can claim our people aren't murderers? Apparently Queenie can't eat people.
That's a shame. They really deserve to be. Although these are the leg troop.
They are the leg troop. Also a lefty, interestingly enough.
Isn't Freya a lefty?
Someone
on our team is a lefty. Because I think you said they were arbitrarily left-handed at some point.
Oh yeah,
that was Freya, right?
I think that's true. But I noticed they're wielding their swords in left hands. But apparently women are just left-handed in this world.
Checks out. That checks out. I discovered on my walk yesterday that there's a house about, 7 houses down and across the street that has cherry trees in their front yard. Like, one of them is sitting on the verge, the grass spot between the sidewalk and the road, and the other one's in their front yard. And I'm just like, I don't think I've ever seen a house with fruit trees
there
just in the front.
Yeah.
But they literally, cherries are growing on them. And I was like, I want a cherry tree. What is this?
Yeah, more cities need fruit trees, just out
in general. Yes.
Just out and about. Fruit trees.
It kind of made me want to knock at the door and be like,
Can I have
some? I have some cherries? When are they ripe? Can I have some?
Yeah, right?
Would that be okay?
Soldiers.
Could I have them? I love cherries. I was thinking of that because, well, here's the path I took. I was thinking about what time it was, and then I was like, how much sleep am I going to get, given I have to get up and go get a pedicure, and then my friend will be here, and then we should go get tea, and if we go to the tea place, I can get that tea that has like black tea with cherry, and it's really good. And then I was like, cherries, I saw cherry trees, and that's how we got here.
Well, allow me
to
continue the damn chain. I just opened a bag of chips that I had gotten at Costco, which were like a regional chip, I guess. That was a freaking cherry barbecue chip.
Ooh, could you taste the cherry?
Yes. I don't know if I would be like, oh, that's definitely cherry, but it was like definitely a sweeter potato chip than I would typically have. And it kind of it was weird for the first couple chips, and then it kind of mellows out into just sort of a more complex flavor. I was like, I think I like these, but they are kind of weird.
I have 2 favorite fruits, and they are seasonal. It is cherries. And then it is holiday grapes specifically.
Right.
And they are so good, both. I love them so much.
A moment, Zidane. Could we not have
They
the
really don't grow
conversation
them out of season.
on the
Like
precarious
blueberries
bridge?
and strawberries, you can kind of just get, but not these.
Yeah, there's somebody around
Yeah,
the
why
world
here?
growing- Those Alexandrian villains back there. Weren't they too few in number to constitute a determined attack? Let's wipe them out. Yeah, I thought so too. Zidane, you're too stupid, but I'm just gonna say I thought so too. Bingo. Ow. Freya, the town's in trouble. You gotta come back, please. No, my fears were true. At once, my lord. But, like, there's only one way up the tree. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe they're
how'd
in an
they get
airship.
past you?
Come on, you dead weight tussle.
Oh.
There
Yeah,
could be flyers. Heard him, let's go. I feel like we would hear them. Oh, there's Beatrix. Ha! They fell for it.
The hair. I don't want Beatrix to be a bad guy.
How dare you show up here? Blah. Turbo killed. Not 10% of the population immediately dead. No!
They've been decimated.
No! 15% of the population! What are we gonna do? We're just straight up killing fools. They say the town is full of demons, not the pretty dancers. Are there really that many? No, there's 2. But there's only 5 of us. They just keep coming. What are we gonna do? Ah! Cow. Absolutely cooked. Vivi is so superior to them. It's just like
He's so good at everything. Our
absolute
beautiful angel
annihilation. Ah, oh no, they're coming from the other side. Foolish Clarence, your time has come. Over here. I'm the one you want. I want to inform you that the Hague does not allow the excuse of following orders. You're
baby.
all
Yep,
shitheads.
You are committing crimes against humanity. These are war crimes for which you can be held personally liable.
Because you suck.
Following orders is not an excuse allowable.
There we go. Let's just get some regen going. I like how apparently regen is supposed to be the replacement for a white mage. Like, it's just, well.
I mean, at least we have it.
At least I
Yeah.
figured out we have it. It is an improvement.
Better than nothing. I've pushed my my keyboard so far away so that I can knit in front of myself. But I just want to keep setting the rainbow.
I do also like that I can steal phoenix pinions from them.
That is convenient. Can you craft those into Phoenix Downs?
No, phoenix pinions are better than phoenix downs.
Oh,
Must be the main attack force.
we love that.
Kill!
I thought you said help.
No.
And I was like, why are they yelling for help? And then I was like, oh, it's kill.
It's because they're gonna need help. That's why.
I'm not stuck with them. They're stuck with me.
Bro, don't steal my MP. That's some
That's
bullshit.
so rude. You know this, but I'm going to say it because it was fun. I figured out that I could, while I was watching your pods, create clips. So I did that
yes.
of the last VOD. Of my
Yeah,
Kiddo
I wish VODs, or clips rather, were better on YouTube. Like, I don't really
I have
know
no idea
what
where
they
that shows
do
up.
with them.
Does it show up
Yeah.
on my channel, or do I have to share the link?
I think
or...
I can add them to at least my like my home
YouTube
Like
page.
your channel
I think
homepage,
I can add.
can you do
yeah,
a section of clips?
I think I can add a section of clips, which
That's
I
kind of fun.
will do. But it's like it's.
If that's the case, I'll be more intentional about making some for you.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
I go
not
through-
something that's like useful
rewatch
immediately
every VOD.
for.
but
Although I guess if
watch
there
several of the ones I'm in, just to see
if there are
what I sounded like.
if there are clips, I should be able to fetch the links, and that can be a very useful tool for me to at least post onto Blue Sky. Like, I don't do a lot on Blue Sky, but at least that gives me oh, hey, here's a clip that my audience liked, and it just pretty much just...
Yeah,
like
my clip won't work for that. That was a clip purely of me because no one got my joke, and I was sad.
Right.
So...
well,
I'll
I mean,
find
it could
some
be
decent
spun in
clips.
some capacity, but yes, like that's...
Yeah, I could go back and find the
hey, Exile.
BBB and clip it. That would be fun.
Yeah, because I would be like that's
Because
a
Vivi
way
is
to
the
use
best.
them as actual like
He is the
potential.
sweet angel baby.
Yeah,
The others are kind of
thing is,
forgettable. Vivi is great.
I bet you've seen
Queena,
Steiner,
also
who's
great.
who's not currently in the party. Because Steiner, I feel like gets a reasonable amount of like,
I feel like Queena maybe
attention.
pops up a little bit.
but like, the characters kind of suck actually so far. Like
I
they're
will say the main
pretty
character is annoying, and
They are
Steiner
either-
also annoying.
forgettable or annoying,
Yeah.
or Vivi. Vivi is a sweet angel baby who can do no wrong
We love.
and is awesome and is a good character, an interesting, mysterious character. Like, no notes. Vivi good.
Yeah.
The rest
Queena
of the
is
cast
like
is like,
A like
this guy,
nine-
yes, this is Zidane.
is
He's awful.
yeah.
He's really
He's just kind of a
quite
creep.
bad.
I keep waiting
He's-
for his character arc to start, and he continues to be a creep.
His main problem.
Inconsistent, and a creep.
His main problem is that he is written like every late 90s. So this game came out in 2000. So like the 90s aught way that people write roguish characters. Because they only had the one trick, which was to be like gross around
Creepy.
women,
Yeah.
like way too self-confident about shit. And it's just like, bro, you're just annoying. And he's supposed to be 16. So it's like this super like arrogant, turbo confident, like hits on women
Creepy
and like
dude. And
they
hits on in the
even
sense of like
play up his
smacks their
creep,
asses
like
and stuff.
how
Like, he's legitimately creepy.
bad he is with women, because he literally has a conversation where he forgets that he had said something to a different woman and then says like brings up like that moment to Dagger, the main heroine, and it's like, bro, nobody likes you. Like, why would I like you? Even at 16, I wouldn't hang out with you. I would just remove myself from your presence, and I'm stuck with you here. I'm stuck with you as the main character. Nobody wants that. He's really bad. It's really, really unfortunate.
If he were a better character, I think I wouldn't have nearly as big a problem with Steiner, honestly.
I know. Honestly,
Yes.
Exile, that's like why we're here. Honestly,
That's
that's
why
a
we're here.
huge
We
part
played
of
it
why
once.
we're here.
25 years ago, we couldn't really remember anything about it, so I'm here sidecarring, just like we did in the
Yeah, like,
RPGs, trying to figure out what we missed
Like,
about this
what?
game, and oh boy,
why was this
it's
forgettable
not holding
to
up for
us? And there are so many people who are like, oh, I love 9. It was the best. I was like, it kind of
Is it?
is bad. Like, it's not bad.
The story so far is fine. Most of the secondary characters are fine. Vivi is freaking awesome.
Vivi's great.
The start is
Freya's
cool because
fine.
you start the game in a heist situation, like, and that's kind of fun. But
Yeah,
like,
it's one of
the
those
main
situations.
character's insufferable.
It's one of those situations that's super duper frustrating because I'm like,
I can envision relatively small tweaks that would make this game tremendously better. Like, honestly, Zidane, out. Just out. We don't
Goodbye
need
to
you.
that man.
Like, you're just not.
It's not even clear why he's still with the party.
It's true.
Like, there's
We
no
don't know why
actual
he's
reason
here.
for him to be there.
He
don't know
kind
why
of
he's
sucks.
here. He like finished the first part and then just stuck around.
And what's wild is they split the party. Our party is split right now. So we have this group, and then the main heroine, Dagger Steiner, in another group, and they replaced Zidane with another thief named Marcus, who is from the same theater troupe / brigand organization. It's unclear if it's just a theater troupe or if it's actually like a criminal organization that masquerades as a theater troupe. It's unclear. But like another guy from the theater troupe, and it's like, dude, this guy's just better. Like, we got the shitty one. We ended up with Zidane, the shitty one from the theater troupe. We could have just had Marcus, the better one.
Who gets stuff done and isn't nearly as annoying.
Yeah, it's like
I like that guy.
Why did they write him like this? Like, I don't understand the decision making.
I don't know, man.
It's just like, get rid of Zidane, make Dagger more consistent, and make Steiner the main character, and give a lot more insight into his like moral dilemma of his loyalty to a queen that's going shitty, and like,
and make him
that's a good story
more
arc.
consistent.
Like, that's a good story. Like, I'm invested in that. But this, I'm just like, I am muscling my way through hours of this game of Zidane just being a shitter. And I'm just like,
I keep waiting for him to like develop some character, but he's just not yet. And we're like a disc and a third game.
Yeah, we're like into the second disc already, and it's like, I had a whole disc of Zidane being awful. And honestly, I think the combat system is kind of unremarkable. Like, it's sort of typical turn-based Final Fantasy fare. Like, the bones are there.
Which I like.
But the little choices made, I think, are worse than choices made from, like, 7. Because 7's pretty similar. I liked the materia socketing mechanic of 7. Far more than the skill issue, like the skill learning
this is still
mechanic
a little
of it.
steampunk, though. We've got like sky pirate boats and
Well,
stuff, which is cool, but it's
honestly,
like tech punk. Yeah.
Honestly, what I think the big thing is whenever I see stuff about, like, because I did some looking, because I was like, does everybody else hate Zidane, or is it just me? It seems like people who are very pro Zidane are just like, boy, Cloud and Squall sure were emo, and that was stupid. And it's like, okay, but like no comment about this guy. So it's like, it seemed like they just didn't like the
tone.
Yeah, the sort of more emotional, downtrodden sort of like hardship tone. Whereas this game, not only the setting being a little bit more fantasy, its tone strikes a lot closer to like a storybook fantasy. Like even when it comes to kind of the art style and the way like the characters are depicted both visually and some of the way that I feel like they might have been trying to like put their characters out as like super duper simplistic tropes that you might get from like a children's storybook. Like it's got some of that very straightforward
I also
tone.
And Poe said this before, like in 8 you had a bunch of like late teens, right? Yeah. And I felt like the level of angst, even though going back to it as an adult was like, okay, get it together.
It's true.
They felt like teenagers. It felt like teenager angst.
It's like,
which
yeah, that's a
was
teenager.
consistent with the characters. So like, I was cool with it. And
Yeah.
7 earned its angst. Like, there was bad stuff going.
Yeah. that one's got like shit's going
allowed
down in 7.
To be
Like,
sad.
They got whole global issues going on. They're okay. Well, and I mean also
I feel like 7, which is kind of evidenced by the fact that they had to make a movie and stuff, it was like really unclear what was going on. Like you get to the end and you're like, I had fun, but I don't know.
But how did I get here? Well, and I can certainly appreciate 7 as well. I mean, especially now, more so even than when I was a kid, for like the theming of evil corporation shit. Like I could get behind theming of evil corporations
real
bad. And actually, maybe we shouldn't be actively killing the planet. That shit was before its time on that front. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
prophetic.
things were already known at that point, to be fair.
Yeah.
But like, it was real buried a lot more than being the topic of conversation at this point. Of like, yeah, maybe we should concern ourselves with what we're doing to the planet right now. So it's like, ooh. Yeah, and this one is just like, I guess a little more of a brighter tone. It's kind of got storybooks. And so if you didn't want to engage with the darker tones and stuff in the other two, then it's like, oh, this is a breath of fresh air. It's so much better. But like, Zidane sucks ass. So I was like, ugh.
The characters aren't super consistent.
No.
Like, I'd be enjoying the romp a lot more if the characters, like,
if I was
made me
along
want
with,
to hang out with them. Yeah.
some people that I was like, oh, cool, we're on a romp together. Now it's like, we're on a romp together? Like, I'm stuck with this guy? Oh, man. Enemies are on their way up. How about your side? The Myrmecians are fighting back, but the demons keep coming. We fled, unable to resist any longer. Damn those Alexandrians. What are we to do? Let's head right. I don't remember the layout all that well.
Wasn't this that little... Oh, I didn't remember
this
at all.
This is probably fine. Excuse me, have you seen my husband? No, I sure haven't. Daddy's gone. I'm pretty sure I saw him get nuked as a observer.
Bummer.
I have.
Bummer. Was that one of the, that was that? The
Yeah,
dad?
that was like the first one. As an eye in the
no.
sky, I have bad news. Zidane does not know.
Yeah, popcorn. Ooh, sounds so good.
It's too dangerous here. No, they just came from the stairs on the right. Let's go left.
I watched Binging with Babish rate popcorn yesterday, and I forgot that I was craving popcorn, and now popcorn has come up again, and I want popcorn.
I'm very sorry.
But I am knitting, and I cannot have popcorn.
I did watch
Twilight.
that Binging with Babish show.
I'm happy to report that one of the popcorns that made it to the top 5 is the popcorn that I buy.
Bro, stop stealing my MP. Oh, ineffective. I love that for me. Yeah, it turns out there's a lot of mediocre popcorn.
Yeah, which, not surprising. He
It's
seemed
true.
so shocked that, like, Jiffy Pop on top of the stove was better, and I was like, why would you be surprised?
I know.
Have you never
Freaking
had top of the stove popcorn?
Stove top your popcorn, my dude.
It's
Also-
delightful.
Just buy popcorn kernels. That shit's cheap.
Yeah.
And honestly, not that much more complicated to make than microwave. Like, yeah, microwave's easier and super convenient if you're just like turbo
the only
lazy.
thing,
but like, come on.
The only thing that makes it harder is that like you have to wash the dish after. So,
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
but like, it's good.
Honestly, you can pretty quickly just rinse out the pot. Like, it's popcorn. There's some oil and some salt.
Well,
Like,
it's the oil. Yeah.
just rinse it
you
out,
need
wipe
to
it out. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, you need to use dish soap just to break up the grease, really.
oh yeah, skills.
Well, if you use a small enough one, it'll fit in your dishwasher, and then
That's true.
that's great. I do actually have, I just remembered this, a
Yay.
like microwavable, collapsible bowl for popcorn, and it actually pops popcorn in the microwave without oil. So, and it is pretty good. And then you can like top it like stovetop popcorn. I should use that more often, actually. Now that I remember I have it.
Yay, I can use all of these new things. It's amazing.
I started doing the wrong stitch here. Why have I done this to myself? Everything's terrible.
One away from finishing Blizzara. Yay, Mage's hat. Oh, it's got Pyra.
Ooh. More stage 2 spells. We love that.
Yeah. It's a shame I gotta... Oh, that one you learn really fast. I'm gonna give you that.
Do you have to learn it before you can use it, or can you use it
No,
while
you can
you're...
use it while it's equipped, and you have to finish learning it so that you can keep it when you unequip the gear.
Okay, that's what I thought, and then I was not sure that I remembered correctly.
What do we got? Devil Killer feels maybe helpful here in the short term.
Feels good, feels good.
Loudmouth prevents silence. That's the good shit right there.
Yeah, baby.
Prevents confusion.
That's what we're talking about.
You auto potion too. Automatically uses potion when damaged. Yeah. You can't keep his ass alive.
Does it use it as a turn, or does it use it as
I think it's
a
automatic.
reaction?
Yeah,
That's
just like a
dope.
reaction. That's some D&D
That is-
language, but yes.
Dope. What's happening in this?
You know what? Poison's probably more likely than petrify.
What is happening on this stitch? Why are you
All
so
right.
weird?
Had some good circumstances. Hurry, tell us! Which way now? To the right? I saw other people go to the right. I feel like keeping you lot together. Persistent bastards. It's probably good for
Save
everyone's
the
well-being.
children.
Gonna keep our ass alive with all that good stuff. Oh. Oh, it's like every time you get hit.
Yeah.
Wow. That's gonna eat potions real quick. Maybe
Oh,
we
I
turn.
assumed that's what it was.
Well, I kind of assumed it was more of like when on like you hit low health.
I assumed it was it was on hit, wasn't it?
When damaged, it said, which
Yeah,
could be interpreted
every
as
damage.
on the instance of damage or when you are in a
Yeah, I
state of
assumed
being damaged.
Which
I-
seems like both is the same thing to me still.
I don't know if I'm gonna have that equipped. I don't think I have the money right now to just
Blow
buy
through potions.
infinite potions. Yeah. Are we safe now? Nope. Yeah, nope, we're not safe yet. Definitely not safe. We're not safe yet. Stay alert for more. Wow, no! I knew it wasn't over yet. Huh? What are you guys doing here? We like this place very much. Even though we have lost the soul-soothing view of the sandstorm. I don't know why you guys love the sandstorm so much. Like,
I feel like that would be a soul-sucking view.
yeah, I think it's pretty too. This whole town is pretty. And everyone here is so... Not... Zidane, it's not really the...
Why are we having
That's
a
why I wanna protect
conversation
you.
right now?
Come on, let's head to the cathedral. We can make our stand there.
Okay,
Maybe
I feel
let
like
them
we
go in
got
front.
more people. Yeah.
Well, and
feel
we
like
didn't lead anybody
those-
into
Yeah.
a path that got them mangled, so that's good. So these are the only survivors.
I wonder if we had gone around
There's the high
different,
priest.
we would have picked up more
There's the
survivors.
king. I don't.
Or we would have picked up
Think
different
so.
survivors.
Well, because it's more so that if I had picked other ways, that was a direction that an enemy seemed to be coming from, and the people I sent would have
Oh.
probably run directly into the enemies. Where's the king? Where's Dad? Well, don't worry about that one. They're all safe inside the cathedral.
Yeah, let's go check.
Why don't you go check? Maybe check
Let's
under
go
a bed
look,
somewhere.
Everybody.
Go check in this bomb shelter. All right, everyone inside. They're back. Over there. Will you all stay together?
Yeah,
Jesus
stop
Christ.
running around like chickens with your heads cut off.
Cal. Damn it, I can't save them all. Minions of evil, you have gone too far. Oh, hey, it's him. My spear will purge this land of you. Are you Chuny? Shall fall like leaves in the wind under the force of my blade. Well, a little bit.
Okay. I like this.
Honestly, I feel like I could have done that. Like, they just stood around while you went from place to place. I think I had enough
Yeah.
time, honestly. I think I
Yeah.
could have handled that engagement. Now run! I know who you are, but I owe you one.
Do you not? You couldn't wager a guess?
So Fratley, yeah, Fratley, that was the name. I've missed you so much. I began my search for you immediately after you left Mauricia. That seems,
That seems precipitous.
unreasonable
And
even?
unwarranted.
Like, immediately, I gotta go check.
He was like, I'm going. And you were like, okay. And he's like, stay here and protect the country. And you're like, definitely
I gotta go find
will
him.
do that.
It's like,
And he like walked through the gate and you're like, I'm coming too.
Well,
like,
time to go. But, like, not with
Bro.
him, but, like, after him. It's like, okay, I
Yeah,
mean, I feel like this discussion could have gone better.
chill.
Where have you been all these years? To what corners of the world have you traveled? My dear
All
Fratley.
of them, apparently.
Climbed the highest mountains only to hear rumors of your victories. I searched the deepest valleys only to find your footsteps. But I never found you.
I just think he's not that into you.
And in the end, I heard something. Something unbearable. Yeah, Freya is a little bit, like, creepy obsessed. It's like, okay.
Yeah. It was only
Maybe-
marginally okay because we thought he was dead, but like actually you're just a star.
Actually, that's some weird behavior. Freya, you say?
Oh.
I believe this is the first time we've met.
Oh,
What
he lost his
Did you just
memory.
say? I'm sorry, but I cannot remember you for the life of me. You jest.
Man, that is such a good
Cannot
way
have
to get
forgotten
out
me.
of a situationship you don't want to get
me,
back
it's
into.
me, Freya of Bermesia. I'm sorry. What the hell is the normal framing of this scene? Like, he can only be over here because my monitor is an ultra wide. This shit
I
used
don't
to be
know.
on a postage stamp. Where was
Did
the
it-
camera? Like,
Possibly it panned over with them.
I'm really confused right now. Actually, like that really threw me for a loop.
he
that I
is
was like,
way over there.
he's so far over there. I'm not even sure if he and Freya could be fit in the same. Probably that's within the same half the screen. That's probably an old timey 4x3, right? No. Hey, wait a minute. And then freaking Zidane runs in from, I guess, what would normally be off camera. Like,
I don't know. This is very confusing. I'm here too.
you can't be serious. Then the king's just like, what is this soap opera shit? Like,
We're busy
I got
doing
a
stuff.
kingdom to run, guys. Well, I have 4 people
To
from a
save.
kingdom to run right now.
We're
Like,
under attack right now. Can you guys get it together? Maybe
I am
not
the ruler
moment.
of 5 people. We have a
But
family
also,
meeting to have.
Fretley never said he loved Freya.
Nope.
It was always her being like, I love you so so
Yep.
great. And how will I live without you? And he's like, I gotta go, babe.
Yeah, it's almost like we're hodgepodging a bunch of like old stories, fairy tales, like all together.
Yeah.
Like it's like everybody's got their own little storybook arc, and Freya's having a whole meltdown right now because she's having to come to terms with the fact that he was just not that into her.
I don't think he ever was.
Yeah, it's Freya, your lost love. How could you forget her?
Zidane, how would you
Well,
even know?
say something. Yeah, what do you even know, man?
I mean, you know Freya, but you only know what
That is
she
enough,
said.
Zidane. What? Like, that's the other thing about Zidane, is like, he's supposed to sort of be presented as like, oh, he's chivalrous and wants to help or whatever. But honestly, he
wants
just
to help
butts
people
in.
for no reason, but he's just super nosy.
He just sticks his nose where it's like doesn't really belong.
But he's also had almost no lines of him saying things like, I like to help people, or it doesn't
correct.
matter what you can give me. I just want to help you. Like
He's literally a thief.
Never
Like,
said
what-
any of that. Not even a little bit.
Doesn't make a lick of sense.
No,
What?
it sure
I've been
does.
searching for this guy for years, and now he's right here. Are you listening? He really just explained this, that he doesn't remember.
He got no memory, man.
Fretly, do you remember me, the king of Burmecia? Not at all, I'm afraid. Impossible. Have you forgotten everything that has passed? What do you remember? Can anybody ask that logical question, please? Like, and let me ask you this. What brought you back to Burmecia?
Do you
Could this
know
just
your
be
name?
literally a different guy that just like, nah, man, I grew up in freaking Kentucky. Like, oh, our mistake, I guess. Like, I remember my entire life. Just, grew up in Kentucky, went to university, have a bachelor's degree in spears.
Lansing?
Yeah, it's just like, nah, man, you got the wrong guy. Like, oh, well, don't we look foolish? Is it not because you learned of the crisis here in Clara, whose people are your brothers? As a matter of fact, no. As a matter of fact, I'll tell ya. Oh, it's Puck. I found Fratley during my travels around the... You're like 9!
I'm so confused.
You guessed
Why
it, he
is
didn't know
he
who I
out here?
was. Or
I'm
even who he
so
was.
Confused. Why are these... Everyone needs to be 10 years older.
Yes.
And this would
I
make so
just
much
need
more sense.
Everybody to
Just
be 10 years older.
older.
Everybody gotta
add 10 years.
age up. Everybody up.
Add 10 years, everybody.
What is happening? What is Puck doing?
Just add 10
Zero
years.
guards, zero attendants, just gallivanting across the world, which is full of
He's
danger
been gone
and
for
toxic
3
mist.
years.
Like,
Did he
what is
wander
happening?
off at 6? It makes no sense.
It absolutely doesn't. What is happening? But when Burmecia was attacked and he heard that Clara was in danger, his faint memories as a Dragon Knight called him back here. Dragon Knight. Sure, man, sure. Yes, I was once called that. But now that is all I can remember. Fratley, I must go. For
Where?
reasons.
Why?
Freya, aren't you gonna follow? Like, why would she, Zidane?
Well, unless he's still
Oh.
fighting. He's like, hey,
I'm
people are still
oh, yeah,
fighting.
maybe. I guess, sure. I'm happy simply knowing that Sir Fratley still lives. All right, can you move on and shit now?
I'm so...
I'm sorry, Freya. I knew you weren't ready to see him, but with Clara under attack and all... Actually, that's pretty goddamn weird, Puck, to not be like,
You're 9.
I found Fratley, but you're going to have to prepare yourself. Like, what are you doing with like, oh, you weren't ready to see him? Who are you? Like...
You're 9.
You're not my real dad. Like, what are you doing?
Also, like, I'm a dude who doesn't know who I am. All these people remember me. I've been
Yeah,
wandering
he's
the
really
world
casual
with
about
no
that.
memory. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go now.
I
like, I
good.
can at least ask some
I, like-
questions.
Not any concern about like, oh, I found where
Be like,
I belong.
Yo,
I
these
can
people know me. I can
follow
get
up.
Oh,
Maybe I've got some baby pictures or something. Like,
maybe
nope.
they'll jog something loose.
Nope.
Be like, nah, I'm good
Nope.
being a completely blank slate. In fact,
Nope.
my new name is blank, and I'm sure that's such a weird name that no one in the world will have it
Yes,
already.
I surely will be the only individual named
The
Blank.
only individual named
Because
blank.
what kind of a jackass would be named Blank? There is absolutely someone named Blank. just
It's such
for
a
those
random
joining
name.
us just now.
There's been
who
a character
also-
named Blank, and it's been weird the whole time.
I'd like to point out, Blank is paralyzed or petrified,
Petrified.
thus
He's a rock right
making him a blank slate,
now. He's just
moving
a
on.
statue out in a petrified forest.
probably of slate. I need
Mm-hmm.
no such courtesy, Highness. Well, I'm gonna go after Fratley. But later, maybe, I'm out of here forever. Wait, Puck, I've
Why
not
is
seen
he
you in ages.
always knocking
I-
Vivi over? Can you not?
You like, could you not be an ass? What? That was Puck? What the Puck? What a missed opportunity for that line. So what happened? Vivi, oh, sweet angel baby. You just show up, it's like, well,
You
what
miss
happened?
So much.
Just like,
We're all
freaking missed all the shit. Like, don't worry
Everything's
about it,
crazy.
Vivi, man. I got you a parfait.
Vivi, we're having a time.
Go sit over there. I got you this parfait. And also a giant one for you, Queena, so you don't eat Vivi's. Like, here you go. Just go over there and freaking chill. What's the matter, Freya? Are you crying? Ah, what irony. Oh, Queena, so this is Queena, a Q, which is the race
Gender
of
unknown.
people.
Yeah.
Qs. They come from a marsh and they eat stuff. That's kind
Yeah.
of,
Like, that's how they
it.
grow into adulthood. They
Like-
try all foods.
they are the gourmands. They eat stuff. They may actually
Queena's
be
favorite food
a
is frogs.
optional character, because like I feel like I could have just skipped the marsh, actually, but I
Yeah.
found him in the
think so.
marsh. They're the blue magic user in Final Fantasy speak. They're the blue magic user. They eat enemies once you weaken them, and then they can learn their blue magic skills after eating them. That's their mechanical bit. But they eat stuff. Like, that's the personality. Like, that's it. They eat stuff.
Queena is an innocuous and like mildly entertaining side character. I don't mind
Yeah.
having Queena along.
Queen's fine. Little
fine.
goofy goober running around trying to eat frogs. Like, all right, that's fine.
Has an eat attack. Sometimes we can eat people in fights.
It's true. You can't eat humans though, because that's
No, unfortunately.
probably frowned upon. It's like some cultures, you know, here and there. To find the man about whom I have dreamt endlessly, only to discover that he cannot even remember who I am. Yeah, maybe you should have considered moving on a while
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Come, Zidane. The enemy's hand has not been stilled. We must regroup. Freya. No, Zidane, that's like an important thing to have been said. Like, I know you want to be
Yeah, we gotta
touchy-feely,
do
but like,
stuff.
Beatrix was there the whole time. I was just looking at the point of that sword from the corner of the screen. I was like, what is that anyway? And then pan over. She's been there the whole time. The things you don't get to know when when you don't have an ultra wide monitor. Surprise! Beatrix was always there. She was the harpist
I've
the
been
whole
here
time.
The whole time.
Have mercy. Pathetic rodents. You
No,
failed to
I
grasp
wanted
the
to
true
like
power
Beatrix.
of this jewel.
I'm sad.
Yoink. Our magic stone. No, that was our magic stone. That was what's happening. I thought that was Beatrix claiming it was our magic stone. Anyway, now that I have this jewel, I am through with your city. Yo. Wait. Halt, villain. Hey, I got an achievement for saving all the residents.
Yay!
I did it. I have a favor. I want to deliver a letter to Sir. Oh, that's why I didn't have all the letters. Because I have to freaking go into the Mognet and cancel out sometimes for them to freaking give me a new letter.
Oh.
Oh, well.
Sad.
I can't believe how far into the game I am right now, and I'm level 14.
It's pretty. Which we are only 14 because we took time to level in some places.
Extra effort. Yeah. Oh, damn. It's almost 4 hours.
Yeah.
Maybe I should call it here. It seems like such a cliffhanger, but like, I don't know how long it's gonna be if I go gallivanting.
Cliffhangers are kind of fun to.
It's true.
End on.
It's true. I guess we're gonna do it old school and call it quits on a cliffhanger.
Will we catch Beatrix, or will she get away? Find out next time.
Will Zidane ever have a character arc that's meaningful?
Will Zidane ever stop sucking ass? Nay.
Will Steiner
ever show up
his
again?
Shit out.
Find out next time,
and
or the time after that, maybe.
Princess man.
Is Dagger just dead?
What's
I don't know.
Danger Twink's true intention?
Will Danger Twink ever wear a proper pair of pants? Nay.
No, that's not a cliffhanger. No.
Danger Twink doesn't know how to cover them hips. The hips don't lie, even though Danger Twink does.
Will Vivi, our sweet angel baby, ever find
Learn his true
beautiful
identity.
cottage in a flower field where he lives
That he deserves
happily forever?
with a lovely
Not that that's
little
his goal. That's just my goal for him. With a cat and a puppy.
A lovely droopy hatted little friend.
Some really kind auntie lady who takes care of him.
Really just any friend that's better than Puck.
A true friend.
Like, Puck sucks.
Yeah, Puck's terrible. So he won't be lonely.
Anybody better than Puck. Get him a damn friend. Get him a damn cottage. Get him a damn hobby. And then we're good to go. That's where we're at. That's what we need for Vivi.
I'll teach him how to knit. I'll be the auntie in the cottage.
Perfect. There you go.
I'll take care of him forever.
All right. Oh, I should check on how my poll is doing. So, anyway, we'll be back. I'll be back Saturday. We're gonna switch over to another game to intersperse within the Final Fantasy. So we're not here for just weeks on end of straight Final Fantasy.
I have a guest this weekend.
Also that.
Conveniently.
I do have a poll up in a post, which of course it's tied up, deciding what the game will be on Saturday. That's going to either be a Cthulhu City Builder called, what was it called? Worshippers of Cthulhu, or a Sherlock Holmes Cthulhu game, which is called Sherlock Holmes The Awakened. One of those two. And if it's tied up, I guess I get the final deciding vote. So, great. But yeah, if you care to vote, go over to that post, hit it in the poll. Should be a good time. Some Eldritch Saturday hours, and then depending on kind of what I'm playing and how I'm feeling about the new game, maybe sometime next week we'll pick back up on Final Fantasy for a bit. We'll figure it out down the line. We'll just go from there. Anyway.
Wait, I'm going to put the post in chat like a good mod, and my browser's locking up.
Why have you done this?
I don't know. Browser, why? Open the panel. Give me the chat.
I think I can actually just do it myself. I'm going to beat you to it.
I want it to be so useful.
It's a good idea. I'll take it for myself.
I know, it's right here.
So there you go.
No, I
There's the
almost
poll.
made it.
Both of them are the poll. So nice, you can do it twice. You actually can't. I think you can only vote once. but regardless. Anyway, thanks for coming by. Thanks for hanging out.
It's in the leech. Oh.
Have a good night. Enjoy your Friday and the upcoming weekend, especially for those in the US, the extended weekend, thanks to the holiday.
Yeah. And I extended it extra.
I already did my extended vacation this week. Now I have to get through tomorrow. That's okay.
Yeah.
It's just one day. How bad could it be?
Bye, Exile.
Yeah. Good to see you, Exile. Thanks for popping in. Have a good night. See you next time.
Bye.
I've screwed up my outro. I botched it.
I was ready. I was there. I was on cue.
My pacing was off. I have a cadence that I got out of kilter for. Anyway.
You waved.
1, 2, 3. Bye.
Bye.
Initiating goodnight sequence. Dispersing appropriate dosage of compound 347. Initiating phase 1 of memory calibration. This won't hurt a bit. Just close your eyes.